As the sun takes its place in the eastern sky, it is Saturday morning in Death Valley. The Eye of the Tiger carries a look of desperation that will also roll in with the tide tonight. Alabama, LSU, excellence defined, Heisman winners, heroics and heartbreak, blood, guts, pieces of the soul laid out for 60 minutes, and sometimes 60 minutes is not enough. They played games of the century, but tonight both trying to save their seasons. That happens other places, but this is different here. This is where they say other teams' dreams go to die, and somebody's dream will be buried tonight. And when the mist rises from that big muddy river and the sun finds its home in the western sky, it'll be Saturday night in Death Valley, LSU and Alabama.
College Game Day is going to Death Valley, Bama, LSU with major playoff implications on the line.
Let's go! And we're coming to your city. The college football party all day long. Well, we rode out through Death Valley, Boomer, Shooter, Gig'em, Aggies, threw our Longhorns up in Austin along the way. Roll Tide rolled through Alabama, Happy Valley, and the farm and Stamper, Rally Hill, went through War Eagle, on the plains. Rise the big house, the Gator Swamp, 5 nights in the Tomahawk Chop. On USC, the Buckeye, the Georgia Dogs go home. I'm talking Louisiana, California, Carolina, Colorado, Mississippi, Oregon, Kentucky, are you with me? It's Reese, Kurt, Saban, Corso, and Mac. You can feel the electricity. We love you guys.
Nothing but classes. Here we go.
College Game Day, live from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is built by the Home Depot. Proud sponsor of college football's premier pregame show.
This is one of the great places in all of sports. When the Bayou Bengals come through with a big win, they'll set off the Richter scale here. They've had earthquake games, field stormings, big-time moments, many of them involving Alabama, but old Mike has had trouble in this state with the Crimson Tide. And some people wear it on their sleeve, some wear it right on their gut, that Eye of the Tiger, and they'll need it tonight because both teams desperate to save their college football playoff hopes. So glad to have you with us from the Quad in Baton Rouge. What a crowd we've got here. Reese Davis, Kirk Herbstreit, Lee Corso, Desmond Howard, Pat McAfee, and the head coach of the 2003 national champion LSU Tigers. It is Nick Saban returning to Baton Rouge, this time in neutral colors. That's a spectacular suit in a neutral color there.
Yeah, it's great to be back after 17 years of getting 20,000 people saying you're Tiger bait. It is really good to be back with all these great fans that they have and the passion that they have at LSU. Terry and I loved it here, and it was a great experience for us, and winning the first national championship is always the best.
I'll tell you, Coach, you're awesome. It is an absolute honor to sit next to the man who brought 25% of the national championships to this beautiful city, this beautiful university. And ever since I started in this college football world, all I've been hearing from all the football folks is, have you been to Death Valley? Have you been to Baton Rouge? Have you seen an LSU game? Do you know what college ball is all about? There was a wise man that once said, whenever there's a night game down here in Baton Rouge, if you stand on the 50-yard line, you can actually smell the whiskey from 102,000 people. So soon as it was announced that we were coming down here, the only song I was playing all week is, Operator, won't you put me on through? Gotta sing my love down the... Hurry up! Run back, Roo. It is wonderful, and ever since I got here, it is hot as hell, I will say. It is very, very thick, but they love their ball. All the way from the governor, Jeff Landry, who wants a live tiger on the field tonight, to the Blue Dan in the gumbo that had Drew bands last night, and they told me that if I come in front of these fantastic tigers and I say, hey, they'll say, whoa. It's 8 a.m. I think they're ready to go. We thank you. Let's have a day down here. LSU, Alabama, Reese Davis.
You didn't know that was coming.
I didn't know.
That was fairly aggressive.
I thought they were going to say thick, like the humidity. I didn't know it was actually. Is it thick? Yeah, you can hear thick in there. You can hear that.
Here it's someplace.
Yeah. They love their ball here, and they love their Tigers.
I can't wait to see faux Mike. It's not really Mike they're bringing us, another Tiger.
Mike the Seventh has a sanctuary outside that Coach Saban actually helped build. There's another Tiger that was hand-selected, from what I've been told, by Governor Jeff Landry to make an appearance like whenever he was a boy.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. This is not the only place where teams are facing elimination from the playoff picture. That's also the case in Oxford today. Ole Miss has a must-win. Kirk, you realize Lane Kiffin 1-11 against top 5 opponents.
It's incredible, and he's going to get another opportunity today. Jackson Dart will be the key. His downfield vertical passing game, as good as there is in college football. What will they be able to do as far as protecting him? Because we know what Jalen Walker and company can do. We saw it in Austin when they cranked it up. They'll bring that same attitude today to Ole Miss. Carson Beck, decision-making will be the key. He's as good as there is. Avoid the mistakes, and Georgia wins.
Miami, Georgia Tech, guys, it seemed like it was yesterday when Georgia Tech opened the season with that huge victory over Florida State. But since then, they've really struggled, losing 2 of their last games against Notre Dame and Virginia Tech. But maybe they get on track against a Canes defense that gives up 3 touchdowns per contest. But when you have a terrible defense, guess what? You got Captain Save a game and Cam Ward. They're going to have to deal with number 1 today, baby.
Miami kind of feels like a team of destiny with what they've been doing in the fourth quarter. Speaking of a team of destiny, the Colorado Buffaloes. A lot of conversation about them the past couple of years. Shedeur Sanders is an absolute stud. Throwing to Travis Hunter, who obviously leads a wide receiving weaponry that is very, very deep. He's a stud on offense and on defense. This Colorado team has shown up against everybody. Will they be able to beat Texas Tech fresh off a massive Iowa State win down there in Texas? We shall see. The story of the game is, can Texas Tech get to Shedeur? Stats say no, but maybe.
Undefeated, BYU takes on Utah. BYU is led by quarterback Jake Retzlaff. This guy's a good passer. He's a good decision maker. He's very athletic. He can run, and he continues to make plays for BYU. Utah has always played great defense under Cal Whittingham, but this year's issue for Utah is Cam Rising is hurt at quarterback, and they've been playing an inexperienced Isaac Wilson.
Alabama and LSU has made Tiger Bait out of 13 straight night opponents under Brian Kelly. Garrett Nussmeier found some of that nighttime magic late against Ole Miss, conjured it up, and the pressure's going to be on the Alabama cornerbacks, led by Damani Jackson, to limit that downfield passing. And LSU's defense, worst in the SEC against divine quarterback runs, and you know that Jalen Milroe can do that. He put 155 yards rushing and accounted for 4 touchdowns against LSU last year in Tuscaloosa. Now, you feel the desperation here. And as we reach this point in November, you start to see hope coming into focus a little bit. If you like the old school games, though, where one game in November can decide your season, you got it here. And at least for Ole Miss, you're going to have it against Georgia today.
Yeah, you really are. And guys, we've seen Georgia play, right? And Georgia got that one loss, big loss against Alabama, but a huge win on the road in Austin against Texas. So I think Georgia has that in their favor still. They don't want to lose today. Now, Ole Miss, this is a must-win for them because why? They already lost to Kentucky, and now, Pat, what was the other team that Ole Miss lost to?
It was,
I can't remember this.
oh,
There.
oh yeah.
The Bayou
It was LSU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the Tigers.
They can't afford
And to your
to
point about must-wins,
Yes.
I think the LSU Tigers have one of those tonight, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because you look at their 2 losses, you talk about USC, they're no longer ranked. Texas A&M, obviously, a couple weeks ago, what is their story going to end up being? If you look at the rankings and the way they're viewing it,
Yeah.
who you lose to, how you lose to it is a big part of the entire thing. So LSU has to have a win, and Alabama needs a win down here in Baton Rouge. This is a must-win game for both of these teams. And, Alabama has a big win over Georgia. If they were to win today, they'd also have a massive win over LSU. And I think the people that are making the playoff rankings at the end will, kind of reward that. But these are must-win games for a lot of teams already, Herbie.
Yeah, it's so easy to focus on the LSUs and the Georgias and all these massive matchups. But what is so exciting in these kind of uncharted waters, this 12-team playoff, is teams like BYU, massive games. Miami of Florida, massive. Colorado. I mean, you start to get to that 10, 11. Now we have official rankings. You start to look 10 to 20. We keep talking about it because we want to keep pressing this for fans. It's not just LSU and Alabama. It's not just Ole Miss and what they're going to do against Georgia. It's not the Ohio States and Oregons. It's way down there. And that today could decide a lot of the outcome of where these teams go.
I still want to talk about LSU.
Okay.
The quarterback, Garnett Nussmeier, is a winner. He's number 2 in the SEC and has 20 touchdown passes. Now, one of the main reasons he's so good, the veteran offensive line. They have an offensive line that allowed 4 sacks all year, number 2 in the nation. And number 1, this is very, very important. I think, when you watch this game, watch the interior line, offensive line, both teams. That's where the winner is going to be, the offensive line in this game tonight.
In the interior, that's good.
Yeah. If I was coaching any of these teams, and there's a lot of teams that still have hope, but the teams that can focus on the journey, not the destination, not worrying about the outcome.
Exactly.
And teams that get infected by success, thinking that the past, what they've done in the past to get to this point, is going to have anything to do with how they play in the future. Those are the things that are important in getting consistency in performance, which at this time of the year, in November, is the most important thing for every one of these teams that have put themselves in a position to have a chance to get in the playoffs.
That's to hear you say that, it's powerful and great. How hard is that to accomplish?
Hard. Because there's so many external factors, and all the external factors, the internet, your phone, all that is focused on the outcome.
Exactly.
So you have to be focused on what do I have to do to get the outcome.
And you know what? The whole idea that the past doesn't impact the future, that's a really big deal to these people. You know what Alabama's record is in the state of Louisiana over the last 55 years?
What's that, Alabama alum?
It is 21-4-1.
Wow. 21-4-1?
21-4-1. Wow.
Yikes.
Focus on the future, Pat. Listen, we'll see. Saturday's slate, undefeated Army can clinch a spot in the American Championship game with a win and a Navy loss, which is always good news for Army, bad news for LC. In Monroe, Texas State and Louisiana Monroe, the Warhawks can become bowl eligible with the win. They've only been to one other bowl. And how about the biggest little game in America? Amherst and Williams meet in that Division III showdown, one of the great rivalries in the history of the sport. Lots more coming up here on College Game Day. We continue our hope theme, new 12-team playoff. But when will that hope end? Some early elimination games tonight. We'll break them down further. Alabama, LSU, Georgia, Ole Miss. Plus, running back Ashton Genti of Boise State grew up in Italy, moved all over the world, military family, how that has kept him grounded in Idaho.
people speaking a different language, the different cars, the small Italian cars, and just having to totally adapt to a new environment, I think that's helped me grow into the person that I am today.
Wait till you hear Marty Smith's story on Ashton Genty. $125,000 and bonus money too.
Also, $400,000 for hurricane relief up for grabs with a local business legend. $125,000 for some LSU student trying to make the world a better place out here in Baton Rouge.
There's Mike the Tiger.
Say
Bone. Oh, you got a jersey.
How you doing, man?
Say Bone.
Look, LC, you got one too.
I got it. Good deal.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Tiger Man. Monsieur.
What's it? Laissez-les bon over there?
This time of year, there's one workshop on everyone's mind. The one that spends the whole year making toys and gifts. The Home Depot Kids Workshop, teaching those who will one day build their own homes and communities that doing is a gift you can share with everyone. Happy holidays from the Home Depot.
On a reflective Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Dad, do you ever feel like college football is being changed by all this corporate money flooding into the sport?
I'm sorry I missed that. I was just grabbing a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
I just feel like the brands are taking over.
Dr. Pepper's strawberries and cream for my two thirsty boys.
You see what I mean?
You're overreacting, pal.
Aflac.
That's the Aflac duck.
It's a normal duck.
He's waving a branded flag.
Aflac.
It's a pennant.
My whole life is a commercial!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Everyone's forgotten who runs this valley. Time to remind them.
The only thing left to do is kill as much as you can before they kill you.
Don't miss the epic return of Yellowstone. Tomorrow at 8, only on Paramount Network.
While you were away, there were some developments. Fortunately, DoorDash can quickly come to your rescue. Your door to more. DoorDash.
The $7 Lux Cravings box has the Gordita Supreme? What is this, the 90s? This flashback is off the hook. The 90s Gordita Supreme is back in the $7 Lux Cravings box. Relive the decades, only at Taco Bell. Booyah!
Everyone knows good things come in threes, like our eat, drink, and play combo for just $19.99. Maybe the saying should be good things come in 1999s. Maybe not. The Dave & Buster's eat, drink, and play combo for just $19.99.
Tamara, Izzy, and Emma. No one puts more love into logistics than these three. You need them. They need a retirement plan. Work with principals so we can help you with a plan that's right for your team. Let our expertise round out yours.
Gear up for game day. Enjoy the home field advantage at Fairfield, official partner of the NCAA.
Today, let's paint with Behr, America's most trusted paint brand.
Wait, we don't have Behr.
Well, with Behr, you can paint a whole room for under $100. How much did you spend?
More?
I thought you said you researched this.
Don't overpay for your next project. Get Behr quality at an everyday low price. Only at the Home Depot.
The time has come. Two larger-than-life legends collide.
John Jones is back, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Stipe is the most successful heavyweight of all time.
History will be made.
This is MMA at the highest level.
And the world will be watching. One fight for all time.
On Madison Square, catch me at the fight.
College Game Day is built by the Home Depot. How doers get more done. And in part by Buffalo Wild Wings, the official sports bar sponsor of ESPN College Game Day. Let's go Sports Bar and DoorDash. Get the largest selection of restaurants for your game day spread. Delivered. Order now.
At noon every day on campus, Memorial Tower, the bells chime with the LSU alma mater. They're This is a memorial to the veterans who died in World War I, and it's Veterans Day weekend. All of us at Game Day deeply appreciative for the men and women in uniform and all of the service that they render and have rendered in the past. Friday Night Lights, Iowa and UCLA. Hey, Caleb Johnson, second in the nation in rushing, season low, 49 yards, did get a touchdown there.
Yeah, amazing what Deshaun Foster's done with the Bruins. In this era of NIL, wondering if guys are going to buy in when there's quote-unquote nothing to play for. UCLA was done. People forgot they were in the Big Ten. They've been able to win some games on the road, 3 in a row.
Beat Nebraska last week. Really, it might end up keeping Nebraska out of a bowl game.
It's a good job. First-year head coach at UCLA doing a hell of a job.
Yes, he is. He's turned it around. He had a great jacket on the sideline last night, too. Really good look there. So UCLA now has a couple of conference wins, conference standings in the top 4 entering today. Indiana, Oregon unbeaten, Ohio State, and Penn State just behind. Now, Ohio State, Indiana coming up in Columbus in a couple of weeks. Oregon has Maryland today. Locks put them on a 6 a.m. charter out there to go early. See if the fellas, the body clocks get right by the time the Ducks come out. Might not make a difference. And you see what everybody else has in front as well. So you have these 4 teams that are firmly in the playoff picture right now in the Big Ten. And Nick, Oregon continues. They started a little slowly early in the season, but they're the team that continues to build and be consistent.
Yeah, I really like Oregon because they've played with the most consistency of any team, this entire season. And they're 11th in offense, they're 11th in defense, so they play complementary football. But I like Dan Lanning's approach. He's not about just winning the game. He's about defeating the other team. Called timeout at Michigan to let his team know that we've defeated these guys and the stadium's empty. That's the mindset that I like in a team.
Yeah, and doing this
thumbs down
and
mentality.
That video they released, this team seems to be
all in.
Different level of a mission. Don't they?
So head coach Dan Lanning basically showed a speech from Coach K about how some of his favorite times when he was coaching Duke was when they were in somebody else's arena, and at the end of the game it was empty and out. He's like, that's what you play for. So Dan Lanning showed him some gladiator stuff, showed him Coach K. This 14-minute documentary basically said the whole team's in a thumbs down mentality, and they're showcasing to everybody. They're not scared of a damn thing. Now, speaking of Michigan, they are 14-point underdogs to Indiana today, okay? Indiana hasn't been favored over Michigan since the beginning of stats. Like, since stats started, Indiana has never been favored over Michigan, and that's because what Curt Cignetti's been able to do. On the offensive side, obviously, with Curtis Rourke and all their weapons, but on the defensive side as well. They held Michigan State to 30 rush yards last week, okay? They're down 10-0. They rattle off 47 straight. If they can stop Michigan's run game, which is what Michigan is, Indiana's about to beat Michigan. And that is a wild thing to think about this late into a Big Ten season.
This is a new test, though, I think, for Indiana today. This is their first helmet game. Because, look, I know Indiana, different, all of that. They haven't faced somebody that historically they're supposed to lose to.
That's a great point.
Winged helmet. All those guys from JMU, Ohio U, they felt that way, too. We'll see if they're different today.
Yeah, well, Cignetti's on my short list for Coach of the Year. I mean, he's done a fantastic job down there, and they're having a great season. I think they're kind of disrespected because people don't give them the credit that they deserve. But can we talk about Penn State? We were there last week. They played Ohio State. Different year, same results. The most disappointing part was in the red zone. Like, they couldn't score any points. The only touchdown of the game for Penn State was an actual pick six. So moving forward, though, they still have things in front of them. They got Washington, at Purdue, at Minnesota, and, of course, they're in the season with Maryland. They'll be favored in all of those games, but I think Penn State's going to need some help. Ohio State's going to have to lose another game, so they have 2 L's, or Indiana is going to have to lose 2 games, Kirk. And I don't think the Buckeyes are going to lose any games anytime soon.
Or Penn State could just chill, went out, host, be comfortable with just skipping the Big Ten championship and host a playoff game. Nothing wrong with that.
They're at number 6 right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Championship teams, coaches coached a bunch of them. We've watched a bunch of them. There's always a moment in the season that you get to October, late, maybe into November, and there's a moment that helps propel you to a championship run. And I'm wondering if the game that Des just referred to last week for Ohio State, Penn State just had a huge play. Tyler Warren took them down to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal at the 3. Katron Allen with the first attempt on 1st and goal. Stuffed. Another attempt. That defensive line holds them. This is how you build pride and belief. A goal line stand by defense. 3rd and goal denied again. 4th down, instead of running it, they try to throw the football incomplete. It's okay. Ohio State's at their own 1-yard line. New reshuffled offensive line. The Buckeyes go 11 straight runs on the road in that environment, knowing when Penn State knows that you're going to run the football and you still close it out. And I just wonder, Coach, if you could just speak on what a moment like that can do in that post-game locker room to propel you to the rest of the year.
I think you earn your own momentum, during the season, and I think a game like that certainly helps propel you from that standpoint. But the interesting thing about all this is there's 4 teams that we're talking about in the Big Ten. 2 of them are going to play in the Big Ten championship game. 2 of them are not. And then 2 times at Alabama, we didn't play in the SEC championship, didn't win the SEC, and won the national championship. So sometimes it may be an advantage not to have to play in a championship game.
No doubt.
And who's going to have more teams in a 12-team playoff? Is it going to be the powerful teams from the North, the Big Ten? Or is it going to be the people representing the SEC? And that's what
I think 5 from the SEC as we sit here right now.
No, you're saying if you do that, that's a 1-bid league for both the Big 12 and the ACC, if that's the way it goes. I tend to agree with that.
Yeah, and you guys will dive into the rankings later, but to Dez's point, when I watch Indiana, and this will probably blow up in my face, they're a better football team than Penn State right now. And Penn State's 3 spots ahead of them.
I agree with you 100%.
All right.
100%.
Nice.
Indiana's very pumped to be top 10.
Difference is resume, though. That's what they're waiting on.
The good thing for Indiana is they get the opportunity. They're going to Columbus in a couple weeks.
Right, I bet you they fare better at Columbus than Penn State did. I had an NFL scout tell me, what's wrong with Penn State's offense? They're too gimmicky.
Yeah.
You don't get gimmicks with the Hoosiers offense.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. By the way, 20-10, bro. 20-10.
Come on, man. Let's go.
Are you putting one up early?
Steve, there's a lot of people. Steve, you're right now doing this.
That's not catching on like the other ones.
I don't care. That sucks.
They're the best people in America, these people. This is the best place for a game in America. They know it. It's because of the people.
But you're wearing a crosstown school stuff. That's
not a rival. Just representing the area.
It's a rival.
Yeah.
They're home today, too.
They are.
Jaguars and Southern.
Jaguars.
What you got?
You guys talked a bunch about Pitt last week. Went to SMU, got beat. Now I don't know what to expect from them. Virginia's been really good. 9-2 as an underdog against the spread. 8-2 off a bye. Say the Cavs. For the hairiest man alive I know, Jeff Brown.
Oh, yeah.
What about producers? What about producers? Jeff with a G. The Cav man there. Pete Thamel is with us. I'm not sure. Second is Pete Thamel. Is
Pete's up there. Pete's up there. He's a 2 seed.
He's your 2 seed in hairiness, Pete.
Hey, didn't expect to be led into that way today. We're going to start with some quick breaking news. Rutgers will be without star tailback Kyle Monangai today against Minnesota. That just broke in the last few minutes. Rutgers have been ravaged by injuries this year. Monangai being out is huge for their offense. Better news for Army with Bryson Daly, their quarterback. He missed the Air Force game last week. Sources told me today he's back starting at North Texas. He didn't return to practice until Thursday. Sources told me he looked like himself in Army's full practice on Friday. They need him to keep up with that North Texas offense. As for Georgia Tech, star quarterback Haynes King will dress and will warm up and will be a true game-time decision against number 4 Miami today. I'm told, Reese, we may not know until right before kickoff whether King goes or not. Key nuance, Aaron Philo will back him up today, not Zach Pyron. As for Ole Miss, luckily they can field a team. They do not have 26 guys on their injury report today. They only have 10. Trey Harris is doubtful, sources told me today. Same deal as last week. He's not expected to meaningfully contribute. They did dress him as a decoy last week. I'm not sure if Lane has that up his sleeve again today, but don't expect Trey Harris to have an impact on the game against Georgia today.
How about Pete and I rode in together this morning at 5:45 a.m. He told me he just finished shaving, and already he's got an 8 a.m. shadow. Already. I mean, what kind of
testosterone, Pete?
I'm a staff Albanian. What do you want?
He'll check in a little bit later on today. Pete keeping an eye on all of those things. You can also see it pop up on the screen as he puts it out on X or various other platforms. Quarterback film room coming up. Kirk and Nick break down Jalen Milroe and Garrett Nussmeier, what they need to do consistently tonight. And Brian Kelly, BK, will join us live to talk about the game tonight and the playoff implications for the Tigers.
Dr. Patel will be administering the anesthesia now, so count back from 5 and we'll see you on the other side.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's do this. Gina?
No, I'm still...
Jeez, come on! What is this guy, Wolverine?
Sometimes we need to do better.
She says you can't start until her cross is here.
But we're doing the best we can.
Oh, it's going down?
St. Dennis Medical, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
Let game day begin!
Grab a Pepsi and make your game day epic.
I have a surprise for you.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah. Feast your eyes on this.
Oh, that's sexy. Feels so new.
I want to feel this feeling again and again.
Can I hold it?
How bad do you want to hold it?
I'm not gonna beg, but pretty please.
Don't. Go ahead, press a button.
Oh, it's glowing.
Apple Intelligence. We should do this more often.
Agreed.
Rekindle the feeling of love with the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. And feel it again and again with the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime.
Subway launched new $6.99 meal deals with any 6-inch sub.
Wait, Subway did what?
Dad?
Yep. For a limited time, get any 6-inch sub, chip, and a drink, all for just $6.99.
Coach Gecko! Coach G.
Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's Drew! Drew! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
30 teams in 6 groups. 8 advance, but only 4 get to play in Vegas. And just 1 will be champion. The Emirates NBA Cup, Friday on ESPN.
Deadpool and Wolverine streaming November 12th on Disney+. Watch again.
Come again?
And again. And again at home.
Hit me again.
Ah! It's perfect!
Deadpool and Wolverine streaming November 12th on Disney+.
There is no life I know to compare with your imagination. Take a look, can't even see into your imagination.
Wakey, wakey. Sunday Morning Football is back in Germany. And NFL Network has an NFC clash, live from Allianz Arena in Munich.
Smith under pressure gets sacked.
As the Giants square off against the Panthers. Set your alarms, because this waits for no one. Rise, shine, football. Giants, Panthers, Sunday, only on NFL Network.
NWSL quarterfinals on ABC and ESPN+.
College Game Day is brought to you by Geico. Check out College Game Day on social to get more fan cam action.
Go Tigers! 1987, Hab Karam bought the first party box. 1972, Winnebago Bravey paid $17, 4 warm beers, and a Twinkie. And that started a great tradition, one of the first ever tailgating clubs. Their signature tiger-tailed ceiling fans, a staple for LSU on game day. Here's a look from the Geico Get More Fan Cam showing us the best fans of the best venue in all of college football. They get ready to move this beautiful quad over to Tiger Stadium. Tonight it will be rocking for Alabama. A lot of history in that place. Jess Sims, good morning.
Good morning, Reese. 2024 marks 100 years of Tiger Stadium. It is the 6th largest stadium in the entire world and hands down one of the most iconic here in the U.S. And as all the signs say around me, it never gets old. In 1932, they began construction under the stands to build dormitories, yes, dorm rooms, increasing the capacity from 12,000 people to 46,000 by 1936. The Eye of the Tiger has been painted by hand at center field since 1983. And speaking of paint, the yard lines are also painted in 5-yard intervals. A 70-year-long tradition started by radio commentator John Ferguson, who had a hard time seeing the lines at night. And LSU is just one of 3 FBS schools to have H-shaped goalposts, as you can see behind me. This is just one of the many things that makes Death Valley so special, and at night, this place is completely electric.
And it has been so many times when Alabama has visited, Jess, for sure. It has become a rivalry of excellence. 2008 was the first year Nick Saban returned as the head coach of the Crimson Tide. It was, shall we say, raucous. Jarrett Lee, tough day, threw 4 interceptions. Rashad Johnson got 3 of them. Still, the Bayou Bengals forced overtime. They were locked up, and John Parker Wilson sneaks it in, and Alabama escaped, remained unbeaten. They were number 1. 27-21 in 2012, tied on its way to another national championship, in LSU behind the hat had in mind to spoil it. What a throw from Zach Mettenberger to Jarvis Landry. You know who was dialing up plays for the Tide? Garrett Nussmeier's dad, Doug Nussmeier, got A.J. McCarron to T.J. Yeldon, and Alabama 21-17. And they went on to win the national championship. And then 2022, yet another overtime game. What a spin from Jaden Daniels. Alabama fought back. They would get it into overtime, but look at Daniels go. Slipping a man, Jaden, into the end zone, and old BK said, let's spin that wheel of fortune. Let's go for 2 and win it, and he did. A dunk to Mason Taylor, and LSU field came storming out there to celebrate the victory, a game that ultimately kept Alabama out of the playoff. Now, the 2 quarterbacks who will try to create their legend tonight in this rivalry, Jalen Milroe and Garrett Nussmeier, both have put up solid numbers, at times a little bit up and down as we go to the board with Kirk and Nick.
Well, and again, up and down, I think, comes down to how these guys are going to play. It's always true, the quarterback decides it, but these guys have been really good in their careers, and then the decision-making has been a little bit erratic. I'm excited to see what you think of this matchup.
Well, I think that, both these guys are great competitors, and they want to make plays. But the thing that I always try to emphasize to Jalen last year was you can't make plays that stop drives. You can't get sacked. You can't throw interceptions. You can't make poor decisions. And both these guys have had outstanding plays all year long. Here you're going to see Jalen make a great throw on the dig right across the middle against man-to-man coverage. Can put the ball in small places.
Look how he steps up here. Boyd's head.
Moves his feet, resets his feet. So the capability of making every throw is there. Here we go again. Make the play-action pass here. Got the over route coming. High-low, the guy in the flat defender. Makes a really good throw, very accurate throw, on time.
So for fans, Ryan Williams is clearing the corner right here. Yep. So he clears the corner and creates this beautiful space right there perfectly. The timing and the rhythm there was perfect.
And then with Jalen, you better keep the pass rush lanes right, and you can't do what number 9 does there and get pushed by the quarterback, because now you're playing with 10, and this guy can beat you with his feet. He's probably the fastest guy on Alabama's team and has great running skill.
He had 155 yards, 4 touchdowns last year for you guys. Look at this right here. Talk about how you want to kind of squeeze. You don't want to get upfield to give him that chance to step up today.
Right, and the thing you don't want to do is take the aggressiveness away from your lineman and putting pressure on. But you got to be disciplined in pass rush.
All right, so that's the good. There's been some moments where this year we've been a little bit surprised by him maybe pressing, maybe trying to make a play.
And this is the key to the game right here. I mean, you see, there's 3 people around this. They're playing zone defense. He should be reading zone. It's middle of the field coverage. Should be throwing the ball outside or break the flat, take the check down, throws it into coverage.
And Coach, I don't know if he predetermined, but this is a zone drop, right?
That's
so
right.
I don't know if he doesn't see this, but he throws it right to him. Maybe he thought he was separating here and he could get away, but clearly just didn't feel that backer there.
But he needs to know there's nobody to clear that defender out of.
Of course, yeah.
All right, so that sets up a score.
Let's go to Garrett Nussmeier.
This guy can make every throw. This is one of the best plays of the year to me. I mean, this is 4th down to win the game against Ole Miss, or tie the game to get it in overtime so they have a chance to win the game. And this guy runs this wrap route, on the star in the slot.
Yeah.
Aaron Anderson.
By the way,
that's a good route, but this is a great throw.
Look where he throws this football, and look at this. Game on the line in front of all his fans. puts it right where he needs to put it to win that game. That's NFL. I mean, that's as good as there is right there.
That's as good as it gets. So here you're going to see him, hit the wheel route down the sidelines. They're clearing people out. So they got, again, they're high-low in the flat defender right here with the bubble. Guy slips the bubble.
And
coach, ball on time, accurate throw.
Watch the little pump. It goes in line with, he's showing like he's blocking. He's going to block, and then he just free releases down that sideline, gets the defense out of position. Great decision. Again, in rhythm, 13's as good as there is. Here's the frustrating part of it.
All right, so here's the kind of thing, though, that it's a drive-stopping play. But on the road, it changes the whole momentum of the game. LSU's in total control of this game until this play. When this guy scrambles over here, he's supposed to read high-low on the flat or run. You're either going to throw it in this part of the field or you're going to run. He throws it back across his body over the middle. It gets intercepted.
You tell me. I think this is where it comes into play, being smart. First-year starting quarterback, complimentary football. Marcel Reed had entered the game. I don't know if he was feeling like, I got to make a play. It's third down and about 1.5, 3rd and 2. He's got to race. He can run and get that, or just obviously throw it away, worst case.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with these guys. They want to make plays. But they don't need to be shooting guard mentality. They need point guard mentality. Have 13 assists in a game and no turnovers, and that's good quarterback play.
And that's a great job of breaking that down.
That was phenomenal stuff.
Awesome.
Coach,
it was
Coach.
Great. And to your point about that, talking with Joe Sloan, their offensive coordinator yesterday, they had left some points on the field in the first half against A&M, and Nussmeier was saying, we can't be doing that, led to that type of mistake.
Yeah.
But he's not the only one at times that can make plays that make you go, holy cow, what a throw, and then turn around as Mike is here with us with a pointer and everything. Carson Beck is that way, too. Look at the number of interceptions. Only 4 quarterbacks in the country, Desmond, have thrown more. We'll talk a little bit about Will Howard and some of, as good as he's been, some of the mistakes that have hurt. What about Carson Beck as they get ready to play a really good defense in Ole Miss today?
Very alarming, the amount of interceptions he's thrown in the last 5 games, especially when you compare him at this point a year ago. He was so far ahead of the chains as far as being a quarterback, taking his team to the CFP. I think last year he was like more of a manager. He had guys like Brock Bowers, Lad McConkey. Just get the ball to them, they'll do the rest. Now he's the guy. He has to carry the team. He hasn't really responded well up to this point to that type of pressure.
Agreed. And I think if you think about Will Howard right there, Big Mike, if you could go ahead. 6-1, obviously. That dude right there. Last week was a massive week for him to exercise the demons. He is a Penn State kid growing up, going back in there, throws a pick 6 early, okay? That obviously could be a thing that could wreck you, especially coming off the bye week at the end of the Oregon game when everybody was saying this guy's a doofus. He doesn't know how to manage a game. He comes back, throws 2 touchdowns, has 2 picks, but he has the Ohio State team rolling. I like Will Howard. I like that guy a lot. I like the way he holds the ball. I like the way his legs are kind of based. Mike, you stink with the pointer.
Hey, his legs have been a major factor this year. Hey, heads up, fella.
Matt, I agree with you. People talk about game managers. That guy's a game manager. But that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. He's got good players around him. He's not going to make bad plays in a game that kills his team, and that's going to help his team be successful.
Guy's playing great. One decision at the end of the Oregon game, and that's it. Blemish, he's just trying to make a play. Everything else has been lights out.
The mental toughness, to Pat's point, it wasn't just the interception. He also, right in front of where I was on the sideline, had a fumble through the end zone that cost him another touchdown, and still overcame it, made the play.
That guy right there.
That's the toughness you would expect from a guy who's played as much ball as he has. That guy's won a Big 12 championship when he was at Kansas State. Here's what we've got going today on ABC. SEC tripleheader. Thamel's going to update us coming up on the Florida quarterback situation, whether DJ Lagway is going to be able to go. Georgia, Ole Miss, Bama, LSU will follow that. Let's check in with this week's Home Depot Doer of the Week, Christina Harrell. Max home in New Orleans, got to visit with Christina yesterday, and we're delighted to have her with us this morning here on the quad in Baton Rouge. Still to come on College Game Day. Playoff picture continues to come into shape. Miami has some momentum. Pat talked about exercising demons. Miami might have a couple that they want to get rid of against Georgia Tech. They did have somebody come in and take a shot at Georgia Tech's practice yesterday. And Jordan Davis will be here to give us a live performance on a beautiful morning on the Bayou.
The Bayou boys coming to town.
All right, listen up. Your fire defense isn't cutting it, and it's almost game time.
Hey, you need killer alarms in every room. We're playing zone defense. I mean, fires can happen anywhere.
Like here. Here too.
Des, you can't handle the heat.
All my favorites for just $7 each? That's crazy. Or am I crazy?
Seeing sevens? It's a sign to order from Pizza Hut's $7 deal lovers menu.
Stats matter. Like 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. So Depend and the Prostate Cancer Foundation want to encourage you to get screened. And now through November, Depend is donating to cancer research with select purchases.
When a tough cough finds you on the go, a syrup would be silly.
Woo! Hey, try no Robitussin salt juice.
Packed with the power of Robitussin in every bite. Easy to take cough relief anywhere. Chew on relief. Chew on a
Robitussin. Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
We're with Liam after his 4th military move. When being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays when she misses home the most. Thanks to generous supporters, we're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
I do have a Walt Disney World moment. Oh, there she is. There's Tiana. I went to the new Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and I cried the whole time. But it was so special as a woman of color. It just felt like I was home. She's so beautiful.
Power through the holidays with Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest-lasting AA battery.
Top 10 teams make their playoff push. First, the undefeated Hurricanes take on the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, that's how I get
Then, unbeaten BYU faces their rival Utah. Today at noon and 10:15 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. And then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
Hey, that's great. But who are the chefs?
Rookie mistake?
Great googly moogly.
Maybe you just need a Snickers.
At ESPN, we are proud to salute America's veterans and members of the military for their sacrifice and service to our country. Tune in this week for tributes and special features across ESPN programming honoring our great service members.
Tomorrow on Sunday NFL Countdown, the undefeated Chiefs battle the Broncos. We go all access with Patrick Mahomes.
Energy, energy, energy. From the first step you get out here, we're stepping on the field to dominate.
Plus, Saquon's hurdle was mesmerizing, but it's no match for O's The Mentalist. Sunday NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Reese, back to you in Baton Rouge.
All right, Greeny, Monday Night Football. Tua and Tyreek and the Dolphins taking on Matt Stafford, Kyron Williams and the Rams at SoFi, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN and Deportes. Home Depot Tailgate is built by doers like Chef Leighton Carbo of the Supper Club. Now listen, I missed this Supper Club dinner the other night and got here a little bit late. I'm told best meal ever. What? Jim Diero, our producer, said it's the best meal he's ever had. Stanford Steve?
It was pretty good, really.
Well, you get down here, you got to take it to another level. Food down here,
get that
stop
lunch.
That's good. They got that boudin and gumbo down here with that seafood.
Let's see what we're going to get when Supper Club rolls it up.
There's a tiger.
Right, an inflatable tiger. Hey, Old Crimson plays Utah State today. Might not get a chance to mention this. Herbie's been following how they would get in the playoff. Got to get it at large. You know, 25 FBS players have 2,000 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, and 25 have 500 rushing yards and 10 rushing touchdowns. John Mateer is the only one in both categories. Miami and Georgia Tech play today. There was a Miami fan that slipped into practice and got some video of Haynes King working out. Not sure if he's going to go or where he stands. We'll try to follow that later on. Remember last year, they could have taken a knee. Miami fumbled. You know who recovered that fumble?
Who's that?
Kyle Kennard, who is now at South Carolina, wreaking havoc.
Yeah, he is.
And then Haynes King
Their whole season.
wrecked everything, finding Christian Leary for a touchdown, and there was jubilation for Haynes King and heartbreak for Don Chaney and Mario Cristobal. It was admitted he made the wrong call. Didn't do the right thing, could have taken a knee and run it out. Now, one-score games the last 2 seasons, they only had one such win last year. And they have 2 wins of it last year, and they're 3-0 now. In fact, every game is a roller coaster of adventure. It's like they get to a point, and they go, well, we might let you win. And they go, oh, yeah, we have Cam Ward, and you don't.
Absolutely. He's the difference. I mean, I went over to campus, went to the football building. I spoke to players, offense, defense, coaches, even spoke to the team chaplain. And to the man, they said 3 things about Cam. They said, first, he plays with a very low post, meaning he doesn't get too high and he never gets too low, no matter the circumstances. Number 2, from day one, when he stepped foot on that campus in Coral Gables, he was a leader. Everybody followed him. They love his leadership. And the most important thing, guys, you know, he got the it factor. Like, he's that guy that as long as number 1 is in uniform, despite the circumstances, they always believe that they have a chance.
Yeah, and they should. I mean, they've kind of proven it. Now, a lot of people are saying maybe the ACC's on their side a couple different times throughout the season. Virginia Tech, Cal, Louisville, Duke, all fourth-quarter comebacks.
Yeah.
So whenever you say you always have a chance, you certainly do.
Yeah.
I have a very close friend who's a diehard Hurricane fan, and he calls them the cardiac canes, obviously, because every week they're out of it. Every week they've blown it. But what happened with Louisville and Clemson and Miami continuing to win and roll, it's like this team's built to win. They're calloused, and the U's back, I think, Coach. I think the U is all the way back because of Cam Ward. And that stinks for everybody else.
The way I see a great player like Cam Ward, you know the old movie Seabiscuit?
Yeah.
Where the guy's in the hospital and he says, let him look in the eye down the backstretch. When you got that kind of competitor that looks him in the eye, knows he's going to win. He knows he's going to make the basket when he has to make it.
Exactly.
That's what Miami has.
Yeah.
Well, Miami and Cam Ward are legit. Their defense concerns me. They've had 3 games 100%. That they've had to come back from 10 points or more, and they've done it because of Cam Ward. 124th in the nation as far as penalties. That's a concern.
Yeah, exactly.
Can they keep flirting with that fine line between losing and winning a game, and can Cam Ward always bail them out? I'm going to bring up a team that most of you don't even know they're in the ACC. SMU. Yeah. There are a lot of people who forget they're in the ACC this year. And Kevin Jennings is kind of a Cam Ward kind of guy. Rashard Smith can run the football. They're creating turnovers. There's a new energy down in that area, Highland, what is it, Highland Park? Or,
and that energy is always had.
They got that, but I'm just telling you, they haven't had this much excitement around SMU since the Pony Express. And it's legit. And I just think, I know Miami's great. But don't sleep on SMU if they get to that ACC championship.
You know, I talked about Kevin Jennings last week, but SMU is 6-0 with him as a starter. So since he's been the starting quarterback, they're undefeated. I think this guy's something special.
I think people forget, honestly, they're in the ACC too.
He's a difference maker. That's a really good point. They're undefeated in conference play. Their only loss is BYU. And they get to that championship game, they can get in, and they're the first team out, too. Alabama has the last at large. SMU will be first team out.
Funny little stat about this SMU team, because Rhett Lashley and Kevin and Rashard Smith and everything, like top 5 in the country in rush defense as well. And what they did to Pitt, that was supposed to be a big game. It's like SMU shows up.
SMU has a lot of players, too, from Miami. If those 2 teams play.
And how about this? Also in the ACC and ACC team today, Florida State's playing Notre Dame, and I'm not even sure the Sickos committee is going to watch.
No, they are. They will.
Yeah, they might.
Yeah, they will.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating the Challenger road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear is more driven. What a nice morning, big game. You can feel it in the air. And another one in Oxford today. Nick will take us inside the film room to look at Ole Miss's improved defense and what motivated them to get there as they get set to take on Georgia. And Quinn Ewers put a mic on him, see how it's going as Texas gets set to take on Florida.
Today, let's paint with Behr, America's most trusted paint brand.
Wait, we don't have Behr.
Well, with Behr, you can paint a whole room for under $100. How much did you spend?
More.
I thought you said you researched this.
Don't overpay for your next project. Get Behr quality at an everyday low price, only at the Home Depot.
Check this out. Let's say you want to build your own parlay, okay? ESPN Bet now has profit boosts that you can use to increase your winnings. If I parlay this money line with these points and total yards, that is boosted.
Do you want me to boost your latte?
Boost it, baby.
Boost it. Enjoy your boost.
Profit boosts, all new parlay lounge, and up to $1,000 in bonus bets with a first bet reset on ESPN Bet.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Want to shop Walmart Black Friday deals first? Walmart Plus members get early access to our hottest deals. Join now and get 50% off a 1-year membership. For the deals you desire, join Walmart Plus today and shop Walmart Black Friday deals first.
Clem's not a morning person or a people person, but he is an I can solve this in 4 different ways person. You need Clem. Clem needs benefits. Work with principals so we can help you with a plan that's right for Clem. Let our expertise round out yours.
What's up, Coach? Yeah, Troy. You're not going to start this game? Oh. Did you just sing that you're gonna bench me to the Avocados from Mexico jingle? Well, they make everything better. Tastes good? They're good for you? No way. Guacamole. That's cool. That went better than I thought. Get another tray and the kicker.
Avocados from Mexico.
There is no life I know to compare with your imagination. Take a look, can you see into your imagination?
Welcome to the best season of the year, football. Welcome to the unpredictable, the unforgettable, the unbelievable. Welcome to the 2024 NFL season.
Jason, seriously?
I got some good friends that live down the street. Got a good-looking woman with her arms around me. Live in a small town where it feels like home.
That might be a tribute to Pat there. They're becoming fast friends. What a crowd this morning on the quad.
He was terrible with the pointer stick.
See some Libby Dunn signs out there. Paul Skeens and Libby Dunn. Oh, no. The golden couple.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Nightmare. Good for you, though.
LSU fans ready to make Alabama Tiger bait as we get close to the top of the hour. Both teams desperate. And Nick said that right off the top of the show. You don't forget your first, right?
They want a shirtless Saban.
Is that going to happen? Maybe they'll get a shirtless BK instead. BK's doing yoga. Got that downward dog master ready to go.
Hot yoga.
He's going to join us in a little bit. Ashton Genty, Marty Smith delivers a tremendous story about Ashton's background and how it's impacted his role with the Boise State Broncos as they chase a playoff spot and $125,000 up for grabs. What do we think about the kicker we found?
I'll tell you what, he's a kinesiology major, so he knows the body well. Doesn't do much kicking, but he's from Louisiana, so that means he's a dog. Brady Burns, good luck, buddy.
Noon Eastern Time on ESPN2. All of a sudden, the midshipmen have hit the skids. DoorDash counting us down to kickoff just over 2 hours away. They've lost 2 in a row. And USF fought its way, tough schedule early, fought its way back to 500 under Alex Golish at noon on ABC. Florida and Texas. Florida has already made the announcement. Billy Napier is coming back next year. They've got a brutal stretch starting today with Texas, LSU, and Ole Miss as DoorDash counting us down to kickoff. 2 hours and 6 minutes away. There's Sark. Hey, Sark, is that your haircut?
Hey, looking
sharp. Looking sharp, right? Yeah. Nice cut.
Find the lighting.
Here we go. Get in there. Who are you talking to, Sark?
He's talking to recruit.
This could be you right here next year.
His quarterback, Quinn Ewers, has now thrown a touchdown pass in 19 consecutive games. Ewers has had a week off, a further week to help that oblique heal a little bit more. He hopes AT&T keeps us connected with the Longhorns quarterback.
Was good?
Oh, yeah!
Dude, that's so loud.
My bad, bro. You got the juices flowing right now.
I love that. I love that.
See it out. See the boundary. Reset. Keep the base when you step up. Keep your base.
Batman's my favorite movie ever. Did you like that? Come on, Al. That's all good.
That's Quinn Ewers. You'll see him on ABC against Florida. Florida's playing much better, but undermanned. One of the problems, lost Graham Mertz at quarterback earlier. DJ Lagway had to leave the game against Georgia. Thamel, what's the status of the Gators' young quarterback Lagway today?
Well, Reese, you said it earlier that the tie together between Billy Napier and DJ Lagway looms well long-term for Florida. Unfortunately for the Gators today, DJ Lagway is not expected to help them. He's going to be officially a game-time decision, but sources have told me that DJ Lagway is not expected to significantly contribute to the game. He's going to go, he's going to warm up. He's a Texas kid coming home, but look for Aiden Warner to get his first career start at Florida. As for the big picture, the biggest news in the sport this week was Florida Athletic Director Scott Strickland's decision to bring back Billy Napier. The key number here, Reese, 70% of the freshmen and sophomores are tied to their NIL money. That means this nucleus with Lagway is going to come back for Napier. They feel good about next season, them taking another step forward in Gainesville.
And you know what, Pete? If you're going to pass the hat for a potential buyout, if you decided to make a move, why not pass the hat for the collective? Until all of the other things are settled and see if you can get him a couple of more weapons. Texas has no problems with weapons, but really since Quinn Ewers, Kirk, came back from that injury, QBR hasn't quite been the same. He's also thrown a pick in 4 straight games. What do you see from the Longhorns and Gators today in this?
Well, I think it's not so much about the opponent for Texas. It's about continuing to take steps and continuing to get Quinn Ewers and this offense back the way they're capable of playing within Sark's offense. Let me just say this about Billy Napier. I called their bowl game a couple years ago. And looking at their schedule coming into this year, you look at how challenging it was going to be. Called the game last week in Jacksonville. Left there thinking, there's a lot to like with this team and the culture that he's created, considering the adversity that they face. So for them to come out this week and kind of green light him for the future with DJ Lagway, the way their defense is playing, they created 3 turnovers last week against Carson Beck. They're going to play with some pride. Now, Aiden Warner's going to make more likely his first career start, the Yale transfer. They're going to run the football, possess the ball, and keep Quinn Ewers on the sideline to have any chance. But they will come in to fight today. I'm impressed by them.
You talk about Florida having that culture with Billy Napier, and congrats to him kind of reining that in and writing the course there. I think DJ Lagway, although he's not playing today, has come out and said that he supports Billy Napier and also wants to be a part of the culture, realigning in the way that they want to see the Florida Gators go. Let's go over to Texas now. I think a big story out of this game is also Isaiah Bond is coming back. You talk about Quinn Ewers and potentially not playing his best football. They just come off a bye. They beat Vandy 27-24 before that. Bringing in a weapon like Isaiah Bond, if they're able to run the rock a little bit. They need to start running the ball a little bit better. Isaiah Bond's there. I think this Texas team is primed for a run, but Florida is a scrappy bunch, and I don't think anybody would have thought that at the beginning of the year. I think everybody would have thought they would have mailed it in by now.
Yeah, I agree with Kirk when he said that earlier, because you look at the team, they've been through so much, not only on the field, but Coach, you mentioned it earlier, the internet, social media. Everyone's beating up on this team. But the culture there, they've been able to stick together, and they've gone out there and competed week in and week out. Someone in Gainesville recognized that, and that's why I said, okay, Billy, we're going to retain you. The way they played Georgia last week, to me, spoke volumes about the culture that Billy Napier has up in Gainesville. Florida, I think, is a team that in the future, because of what they're starting right now, if they're able to keep Lagway there, he's coming back. I don't think he's going to play today. As a former receiver, if a guy gets carted off the field with a soft tissue injury, likelihood of him playing the next week, very slim. I don't think he's going to play.
You lose that playmaking ability. You rely on Jake Ball, the freshman. Maybe Montrell Johnson comes back. But Coach, this team was tied 20-20 in a fourth quarter, neutral site rivalry game with Georgia last week. So they got players.
21.5-point dogs.
Here's the thing that I really appreciate, that somebody out there, Florida's administration, recognized the fact that Billy Napier has done a heck of a job of coaching this team. They've had a lot of adversity, a lot of injuries, a lot to overcome, but yet every game they start out and they play great in the first half, which tells me that they've done a great job of preparing their team with the players that they have. And he's got the quarterback situation is going to be tough to overcome. But I think he's built a good nucleus, and most importantly, you mentioned it, Des, culture. A culture that can win. And if I was a recruit, I would recognize that and say, this is a place I'm going to consider
doing it the right way.
Aiden Warner got in there and fought last week. I think they still have Clay Millen on the roster, too, who made like 10, 11 starts at Colorado State.
What were they saying? They were saying it sucks to be a
and that's tough. You know what? Maybe when they go on the road next week, LSU plays Florida next week.
Well, it sucks to be a Florida Gator. If they beat that Bayou ass next week, I don't know.
Let me say this. Florida feels the same way about LSU. we were practicing, and there's a railroad track that goes by. The engineer stops the train, blows the horn. We stop practice, and he gets out and does
Georgia and Ole Miss will play this afternoon. Now, the game last year, College Game Day was there, and I mean, it was a total butt kicking. Look at the way Georgia just annihilates the Ole Miss defensive front. They put 600 yards on them, evenly distributed, 300 yards rushing, 300 yards passing, and that game, a 52-17 win for the Dogs, is sort of stuck around for Ole Miss. Nick takes us inside the film room. It was the Georgia game last year, Nick, that made Lane Kiffin take a look and say, we've got to do something different. And he said after recruiting, if nothing else, we're going to look better in our uniforms on the defensive front. They've done more than that. They've been very productive.
Well, they really couldn't match up a year ago against Georgia and some of the better teams that they played, and it was very costly for them. But they did a great job in this offseason of going out and getting some players that could actually make plays and affect the game, especially up front on defense. Now, LSU is going to run read sweep Q power, all right, with a pitch guy underneath. But this Perkins is going to close and fake the quarterback like he's closing, which tells the quarterback to hand the ball off, and then he's going to shoot up the field and make a tackle for a loss, which Ole Miss leads the nation in tackles for loss.
Now, Terran Perkins was a guy that was on the team last year. They're using him, but they have some new guys, including Walter Nolan, who you see right there.
Well, Walter Nolan, Pegues, these three guys, you're going to see them just knock these guys back, which this plays on here to show you the power that they have up front and how much that can affect the game. In the run game, so you stop the run, you create situations where you can rush the passer and make other explosive plays. Now you're going to see Prince right here beat the tackle, all right, with speed around the edge. It's a second long play action pass, sack. Ole Miss also leads the nation in sacks.
Remind me, Ellen's a guy they got from Florida in the portal, and now here's Perkins again.
Perkins against one of the best offensive tackles in the country, and he's going to turn speed to power and push back into the quarterback. On this one, affects the throw, bats it up in the air, turnover, interception, in the red zone, sets up a score. So these guys are affecting the game in many, many ways up front, and you're going to see it again here. All right, so this is a simulated pressure, which we've actually talked about before. This guy should be rushing. He's going to drop, and they're going to bring the extra guy off the edge, which they don't pick up. It's going to turn into a sack, fumble, recovery for a touchdown. So this is a dominant front, and it's a strength of their defense, and I think will match up well against Georgia in the game.
Now, Georgia has had some trouble with turnovers. They have protected the quarterback pretty well, but they haven't run it as well. Has Ole Miss improved enough to be able to stay with them in this game today?
Well, I think if you can stop the run against Georgia, you make them play your game, which means they have to pass the ball, and now can your front affect Carson Beck and the quarterback, which they've been able to do all year.
That Ole Miss defense has really changed things. I know they've lost 2 games, but they've barely trailed. Only Army and Indiana have trailed a shorter period of time than Ole Miss, and it's largely because of this defense. You look at the improvement, almost 10 points per game. Done a great job against the run, the third down, and of course the negative plays that Nick outlined for you will be huge this afternoon as you watch that game between Georgia and Ole Miss. It is sandwiched between Florida, Texas, and let's see, what's the nightcap? Oh, Alabama and LSU. Like Bengals ready. Tyron Lacey, Garrett Nussmeier. Oh, those beautiful white home jerseys are in the lockers and ready to go tonight, 7:30 Eastern time. Take a look at the Duncan weekend menu, some of the top HBCU games. Take a look at that Virginia Union, Virginia State game right there. The CIAA title game on the line. Virginia State needs to win, a little help to set up a rematch with Union, and South Carolina State is working on a 5-game winning streak against Howard. That's on ESPN Plus, 3:30 Eastern time. Alabama State and Grambling also playing.
Yeah, guys, these guys, Alabama State's 4-1 the SWAC, so they're in the contention in the East. Kareem Key, 7 touchdown passes in the last 3 games. Very efficient, but the defense, man, I tell you what, 3 players with multiple interceptions. King Lewis has 2. The Hornets defense, very, very good on the back end.
Across town, Bethune-Cookman and Southern here in Baton Rouge.
Southern also in contention in the SWAC, 4-1. They're in the West. I tell you what, they win today. They clinch the division. Xavier T-Set threw 3 touchdowns last week. But Bethune-Cookman, #1 Cameron Ransom. This guy's a dual threat quarterback, 6 touchdown passes, 5 rushing touchdowns. Lefty with great vision, guys.
That comes up 3 o'clock Eastern time. We have a Baton Rouge doubleheader here. Wheels Up, always great job helping us out, securing our celebrity guest picker. It's a couple, the golden couple from Tigerland. Livy Dunn, the great gymnast, Paul Skeens, who is filthy on the mound for the Pirates. You know, some people said his fastball stays in the middle of the plate. Who cares? It's 104. I mean, what there is, so what? Exactly. Colorado's comeback has been big as they go to Lubbock. We'll see what happens. And what we've got coming up for you, Jordan Davis, superstar, will perform live for a College Game Day crowd here at LSU.
The best deals of the season have arrived.
So, what are you working on?
Putting up the tree. Done putting up the tree.
And decking out the house. Don't forget the big guy. Got him right here.
Get Black Friday savings now at the Home Depot.
Your record label is taking off, but so is your sound engineer. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami?
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Welcome to St. Dennis Medical. We help our patients and each other.
Let's get out there and heal some people!
You know, it's not always glamorous.
Oh, wrong side. Got myself. I feel like I need to go to the hospital.
But every now and then a moment comes along where you truly change someone's life.
Zap! No more cirrhosis. Zap! No more cancer.
Oh, wait, I have cancer?
No, we were just kidding, man. You good?
St. Dennis Medical, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
On a tense Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Holy smoke, State 1 and the fans are going wild. Deputy Urias, quick, call for backup.
Backup?
Yes, Deputy Quinn Urias.
We don't need any backup. I got this.
Call backup.
I'm sorry, did you say you wanted a Dr. Pepper?
I said backup.
Look, we don't need any backup, even if he has great hair and famous relatives.
I think we're talking about two different things here.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
You know I made it to the playoff.
Without any backup. I get it.
Where are you going? It's my job to reconnect the people of the entire ocean. Molly?
Let's do this!
Disney's Moana 2.
This is serious!
Is something distracting you? Rated PG. Only in theaters November 27th.
It is amazing to have a collagen. I used to have a probiotic, a green juice. I replaced it all with this Arma colostrum. And if you don't know what colostrum is, it is amazing. It is a bioactive whole food. It has all the essential nutrients you need for your skin, your gut, energy, focus, mood, performance, your hair, like immune system. It strengthens, supports all of that. The first thing I noticed was the energy and recovery that it had after workout. If you want to try it, try armor.com.
Monday Night Football in Hollywood, it's giving glamorous. Stafford and Tua, A-list leading men. Stars so bright, I got the... No, I can't see a thing.
It's the return of women's college hoops.
Oh, my!
With the game's brightest stars. Must-see matchups and off-the-charts hype. The 2024 Allied Tip-Off, Sunday at 3 on ESPN.
But you can buy dirt.
Back in Baton Rouge, LSU's own Jordan Davis playing Buy Dirt.
Before you get caught on that ladder, let me tell you what it's all about. Find you a few things that matter that you can put a fence around. When he laid it out, buy dirt. Find one you can't live without. And get a ring, let your knee hit the ground. Do what you love, but call it work. And throw a little money in the plate at church. You send your prayers up and your roots down deep. And add limbs to your family tree. Watch their pencil marks in the grass in the yard all grow up. Cause the truth about it is it all goes by real quick. You can't buy happiness, but you can buy dirt. Everybody. Thank the good Lord for it, cause he ain't making any more of it. And buy dirt, and find one you can't live without. And get a ring, let your knee hit the ground. Do what you love, but call it work. And throw a little money in the plate at church. You send your prayers up and your roots down deep. And add limbs to your family tree. Watch their pencil marks in the grass in the yard all grow up. Cause the truth about it is it all goes by real quick. You can't buy happiness, but you can buy dirt. Let's go, Tiger!
Jordan Davis, what a performance here this morning in Baton Rouge, getting the crowd ready.
Oh, yeah, baby. You too. Good
He'll be ready for tonight in Tiger Stadium. You know, there are some places that just have a soul. You know, the mist rolls in off the Mississippi, the river, the bourbon. Here's Ryan McGee on this great venue.
Tiger Stadium opened 100 years ago this month, Thanksgiving Day, 1924. 7 years later, to accommodate Louisiana farmers who worked every daylight hour, LSU started playing night games.
Saturday night in Death Valley.
The Bayou has been rocking beneath the moonlight ever since. The place became so ear-shattering loud that by the 1950s, folks took to calling it Death Valley. When LSU defeated the Clemson Tigers in the 1959 Sugar Bowl, they also claimed the right to call their Coliseum what Clemson had named theirs, Death Valley. Billy Cannon's Halloween run in 1959. The earthquake game in '88 that literally triggered seismograph. Jacob Hester's dive in '07. Bama game after Bama game, calling Baton Rouge Joey football.
Touchdown, Tigers!
Yeah, call it Death Valley all you want. But for a century, nowhere have college football Saturdays felt more alive.
Come here.
It is alive. Man, you roll up to this place, and it is intimidating. And Brian Kelly has taken advantage of that 13-0 under BK. 9 home games at LSU, and overall they've got 15 straight wins. And Nick, from the time you've coached here, you know not only what it means in terms of an advantage, but what it means to everybody associated with LSU.
I think this is the hardest place to play in college football because of the LSU fans. The passion that the people have here is fantastic, and I think it's great for college football. But one of the stories I like to tell is David Toms won the PGA championship when I was a coach here, and I used to have a guest guy run out the tunnel with the team. So I said, David, would you run out with the team? He said, absolutely. So he runs out with the team. Game's over. We won the game. I said, David, what was more exciting, winning the PGA championship or running out the tunnel? He said, no doubt, Coach, it was running out the tunnel in Tiger Stadium. So that's the kind of passion these people have.
103,000 people. Live Tiger back on the sideline. What does that Tiger sound like whenever it roars, Coach? Nailed it. That was good. That was great.
And you know what? You know who's going to lead the team out tonight against Alabama? Head coach of the LSU Tigers, Brian Kelly, and his pointer. Going up here. Here he comes.
Good to see you, Brian.
BK, you know how much this environment can help. Just from a big picture standpoint, with the situation you find your team in now, everybody's saying elimination game. How do you approach that?
Well, first of all, you've got to stick with what you've been doing, right? We've got a process. We'll follow that process. But look, they follow this. They love this crowd. They love playing at home. As Nick said, there's not a better environment to play in. So this momentum will be carried throughout the game. Now, you got to stay focused.
That's what I was going to
You can't let this get you out of your emotional zone where you're locked in for every single play. But this fan group just keeps you locked in because they are on every single play, and they're with you every single play. So it's amazing.
I want to ask you, since you've been here, you have 9 comebacks when you've been down by double digits, most of the country. That's not by accident. Talk about why your team has faced some adversity and learned to never give up and keep fighting back.
Well, I think it's the character that we have with our guys. And every team will talk about resiliency, talk about the traits that they have. But this group is a group that, you know, for the most part, has been through some of those wars and has had success. So they know if they keep playing every single play, they're going to find the right outcome. And this group knows that. Now, obviously we're going to have to do it for 4 quarters. This is a great football team we're playing, and there's no apparent weaknesses. So we're going to have to play for 4 quarters and not get behind like we have.
Let's see a little bit of that as we go to the DoorDash dashboard here as you guys break this down.
Yeah, let's look at these plays, Coach. This is from this year, really focusing on the LSU defense, which had to make some adjustments, of course, without Harold Perkins, and you guys seem like you've gotten better.
I like this guy right here. That guy's pretty good.
Well, number 40 right here on a quick will stunt. You can see him coming off the edge. And his ability to impact the game is really what's going to be important for us. You can see we get the deflection. This is a big turnaround in the game. Now, we're on the road in the SEC, and Nick knows this. Any time that you can get some momentum on the road and get a big game changer like this is going to set your offense up, and we were able to convert for a touchdown.
And don't you feel the edge? So much attention on Swinson. Tackles, everybody's kicking down. It's going to free up your backers. That'll be big tonight.
No doubt. And you can see the attention that Four has been getting. Yep. Swinson's had a great year. Now you bring the Will off the edge. He's got a free shot to the quarterback. We get a great deflection and get a touchdown out of
Hey,
that.
Coach, tonight, obviously your defense is going to have to try to keep Jalen Milroe contained. You know all about that because Pat White used to run wild against your Cincinnati Bearcats back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I knew that was coming.
Okay, let's talk about your offense, though. Yep. Garrett Nussmeier, obviously a couple picks, everything like that in a couple different games. He's a Louisiana kid. Yep. Feels like he takes a lot of pride in the state of Louisiana.
He does.
You have a lot of that on this team. Feels like that's a focal point for you.
It is.
Can you tell the people about how important the state of Louisiana is, high school football, in keeping them at LSU for you?
So first and foremost, this program and its roots and its tradition and history is built on the state of Louisiana. And our players have a great amount of pride in playing for the flagship university in LSU. So you can tell that in the way they played. And we talked about in terms of coming back. There's no quit in this football team. And the same thing with a Garrett Nussmeier. Yeah, he threw a couple of picks, but he has such confidence in his ability. He just went back to his process. He worked harder this week. And he's going to come back with the same kind of confidence and play the game the right way this weekend.
Hell yeah.
Well, Coach, first of all, the kicks are fire.
Yes.
Size him up.
Looks like my size.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the culture you instilled here, holding players accountable for everything they do and how that translates to on the field.
Yeah. So, look, at the end of the day, if you want your guys not to be jumping offside in this environment, if you want them to do the little things the right way, the attention to detail, that requires championship football teams to do. You can't let them do those things off the field. Getting to class, doing the little, showing up early, being on time, the details.
Yes, sir.
It's 24/7, and you can't just talk about it. If you give it lip service, then it's not going to show itself on the field. And Coach knows this. He's done it. He is the champion of this, and he wrote the book about it. And he parlayed it. But my point is, he parlayed that onto the field. And that's what you have to emulate. You got to be able to stand behind it and take action if they're not doing it.
Brian, we had a hell of a game last year in Tuscaloosa, and probably the one difference in the game was Jalen Milroe's ability to make some plays with his feet. That was really the difference in the game. So what have you done defensively to try to minimize his ability to do that?
Well, first of all, discipline in pass rush lanes. I mean, that's absolutely the first thing. But Jalen Milroe is a player that you can't let him get comfortable. If he gets in a rhythm and gets comfortable, like probably any great quarterback, if they get in a zone of comfort, you're in for a long day with really good quarterbacks. And he's a really good quarterback. So getting him uncomfortable, getting him out of rhythm, and then when we get into these third down situations, we've got to make sure that we're very disciplined in our pass rush.
Coach, I've been trying to figure out all morning, what are they saying? Hey! So what are they saying? I can't hear it. It's too loud. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
Can I tell you something?
When did that start?
Brian, back in the day, was in politics. He knows an issue to run away from.
Yeah, he just said,
thank you.
That and live tigers.
Hey, we appreciate you.
We don't
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate you.
Brian Kelly, head coach, always great to see BK, friend of the show for a number of years, no matter where the stop has been. And look, this is a championship place. Tim Mulkey leading the LSU women's basketball team to a national championship. First time ever in 2023. They're proud of that. And under Kim, 93-14, fourth best in the country since the 2021-2022 season. Flamboyant outfits and some flamboyant players, too, as well as you see. And one of them is with Jess.
Yeah, Reese, I was at the game last night. Congrats, ladies. 2-0, amazing starts this season, and the energy was absolutely palpable. But, Flage, 5 straight games with 20-plus points. What excites you the most about this group that you're playing with?
Man, just getting better with my team. Like, we got a good team. We got a deep bench, man. We got so many stars that can score the ball, but it's going to just be us coming together and getting to it.
And it was your birthday last week, so happy belated. You kind of had an iconic celebration. You were on stage with Lil Wayne performing, no big deal. How does it feel to be so loved and supported, not just by LSU, but by the entire state of Louisiana?
Louisiana kind of adopted me. I loved them forever. Man, performing with Lil Wayne was crazy. It was an insane moment. Make sure y'all go get that Came Out of Beast right now. I'm dropping my deluxe on the 15th, so new music coming, man. Yeah.
New music on the 15th. Incredible. Now, most important question, though, with your teammates here. LSU by how many tonight?
LSU by 30. Let's go!
By 30! Reese, you already know. At Death Valley, that's definitely a possibility.
It might be. I expected her to say LSU by 1 million. That's the feeling here on the quad right now, and certainly Alabama's secondary is going to be under fire, and that back group led by the veteran Malachi Moore, who has 7 picks in his career, national championship on his resume, and was leading the Tide in practice this week.
Let's get it. Get the camera. Camera behind us. You're supposed to be locked in to practice. All right. You talk about that like that. You talk about where the camera at. You see what I'm saying? But let's go. Hey, look. Hey. Oh God. Hey, that's a grab I just did.
And you see Malachi Moore. Kalen DeBoer, who is going to make his debut as a head coach in this series, has credited Malachi with really helping and holding things together through the transition from Nick Saban to Kalen DeBoer. And his character's been manifested in many ways, Jen Latta.
That's right, Reese. If you see a pop of pink flash across the field this evening, it is very, very likely the mouthpiece of Malachi Moore. He wears it to honor a little girl from his hometown. It represents joy, perspective, and the unlikeliest of friendships.
I can still hear that voice in my head today.
When Malachi Moore visited his mom's kindergarten classroom in the fall of 2018, he wasn't looking for a new friend, but that's what he found in Henrietta Murray.
Henrietta was a little girl in my mom's class. My first time meeting her, she just gave me this big old hug, and it was like we've known each other for years. She loved Alabama football, and I was committed to Alabama at the time, and we kind of just kicked off our relationship from there.
Oh yeah, what do you say? Oh man, come on! What do you
She was so cute. She was, she just liked the room. I knew that she had challenges.
Henrietta was born 8 weeks premature. She was in the NICU for quite a while. When she was 2, we talked to an eye doctor. He confirmed that Henrietta had what's called bilateral optic atrophy, which basically means her eyes anatomically are fine, but the optic nerves do not receive what it's seeing. But we did not get the diagnosis of the true cause of her blindness until she was 7, when it was a mitochondrial disease.
The disease was not just responsible for Henrietta's progressive blindness, but a number of other symptoms affecting her digestive and immune systems as well. The Murrays were told Henrietta's case was terminal.
It was gut-wrenching, and it broke my heart. Like most kids, she had days that were really hard and frustrating. And so she'd get down, but she never lost her unwavering hope and her zeal for life.
When I first met her, she could see a little bit out of her peripheral. I remember it's a clip of me playing on ESPN, and Henrietta is all the way up on the TV screen screaming, "Go Kai, go Kai."
Go Kai!
She would just scream like he could hear her, and she was in the stands yelling, "Go, Kai." He just loved, seeing her cheer for him.
Hi, Kai. Happy birthday. Have a good day. Bye. We're all outside.
In November 2018, as part of the recruiting process, Malachi was invited to an Alabama game. He chose to bring Henrietta and her family as his guests.
I thought it would be a cool experience for her to walk on the field, be on the sideline with the players while they warm up, and talk to Coach Saban.
When we left there, people knew who Henrietta was. She did not meet a stranger. She talked to Coach Saban. She was cheering. She's, Roll Tide.
To see this kid who, has this great future ahead of him, that he cared about my daughter. And when she's at a low point, then he's encouraging her and helping her know how beautiful she is. It meant the world to me.
Since 2018, Malachi has gone from a high school recruit to Tide team captain. And as his profile grew, so did his bond with Henrietta, even as her time dwindled.
The last time that she was awake with him, she asked him for a signed football from him and Coach Saban. He said, I can take care of it for you.
They called me the night before and told me that, hey, Henrietta wants to see you again. It's kind of getting bad, so can you please come see her? I'm like, of course I'll come see her.
Malachi showed up to visit with her and brought her football.
And when I got there, she was kind of already transitioning. I really didn't want to accept the fact of what was going on, but I kind of knew just before the nurse got there. And I kind of just got in the bed, gave her a hug, and I just told her that I loved her and that I would always be there for her. And I appreciate everything she did for me and the joy that she brought into my life.
Henrietta Murray died in the early morning hours of May 15th, 2024. She was 11 years old. A few days later, she was laid to rest, with Malachi serving as one of her pallbearers.
Malachi inspired Henrietta in a way that I don't think any of us could have. And I don't know that he even knew he was doing that.
She still inspired me today by just how strong she was. I feel like she gives me an extra motivation each and every day. When you first meet somebody, you don't automatically think that it's gonna be the best friendship ever in the world, but it definitely was to me.
Go, Kai!
Just a reminder that you never know what somebody is carrying with them. Malachi Moore carrying that with him all season long. He told me Henrietta didn't care if he was a big-time college football star. If he had a good game, she loved him. If he had a bad game, she loved him. And he carries her with him every single day. If he has a tough workout, a tough lift, he's got to do sprints in the summer, he thinks of Henrietta's journey, and he reminds himself, what I'm going through right now, this is nothing. I got this. We've got so much more coming up on College Game Day. The show rolls on right after this.
When I first put on the helmet, it felt like the world just instantly lifted off my shoulders.
I feel like the sky's the limit. With this, deaf people are able to do things on a much higher level.
If I plan on playing in a professional league, I won't miss anything.
The world is moving in the right direction.
Subway launched new $6.99 meal deals with any 6-inch sub.
Wait, Subway did what?
Dad?
Yep. For a limited time, get any 6-inch sub, chip, and a drink all for just $6.99.
Everyone knows good things come in threes, like our Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99. Maybe the saying should be good things come in 19.99s. Maybe not. The Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99.
What is it? The bus is leaving in 5 minutes.
All right, fine, I'll be out in a second.
You scared the gigabytes out of me.
I scared you.
The future isn't scary. Not investing in it is. 100 innovative companies, one ETF.
I think I might have oiled myself.
Before investing carefully, read and consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
Achy legs and painful arches? There's CopperFit Energy Socks for that. Our easy on, easy off graduated compression socks to help reduce swelling, relieve tired, achy muscles, and provide energizing support. Now with arch support technology for targeted compression to help ease arch and ankle fatigue.
These were fantastic. The more I wore them, the better it got.
If you have to wear compression socks for whatever reason, these are a game changer.
Get CopperFit Energy Socks in these fine stores.
My hair has gotten so much thicker ever since taking this.
I used to have a probiotic, a green juice. I replaced it all with this Arma colostrum.
Gotta take it.
First thing I noticed was the energy and recovery that it had after workout. You want to try it? Try Arma.com.
Hey kids, what do you call the NordVPN Black Friday deal? The Block Friday deal. Woo. Because you block online threats. Black Friday, Block Friday.
Get the Black Friday deal and block online threats now.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. And then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
4 iconic programs tip off the season with fresh faces and renewed hope. First is the Jayhawks and the Spartans.
They've got talent from the front of the roster to the back.
Then the Blue Devils take on the Wildcats.
In the bluest of blue bloods, this is going to be a battle.
The State Farm Champions Classic, Kansas, Michigan State at 6:30. Then Kentucky Duke, Tuesday on ESPN.
In honor of Veterans Day, Team Depot will complete hundreds of volunteer projects to help make veterans' homes safer, more accessible through the Home Depot Foundation's annual Operation Surprise initiative. Follow hashtag Operation Surprise to see how the Home Depot Foundation is helping ensure more veterans enjoy a welcoming home. Tremendous work that we're proud to be associated with here on College Game Day. And this Veterans Day weekend, these are the uniforms that Arizona State will rock at home in honor of Pat Tillman when the Sun Devils take on UCF. Those are fantastic uniforms. Of course, the honor to Pat Tillman, who left his career as a professional football player to go serve in the military and gave the ultimate sacrifice of his life. Other teams are honoring America's veterans with special helmets today, including this Middle Tennessee State on the left. The ones that the Air Force Academy will be wearing today are fire too, and Rutgers also with a red, white, and blue theme on there. And many of our members of the College Game Day family have served. Bart Baker, Countdown to Game Day, one of our graphics operators. Andy Bean and the IT support to make sure that we're able to access the internet.
Big Tommy!
I started the show in 10 years without a good chef, Tommy Marshall. This is the way it goes. And then Ron Velez is with us, Rosa Scott, the integration director, all of these. We are so grateful for their service.
Yeah,
and Trey
Trey.
Trahan, one of our stage managers here, also serving his country and serving our country. And we are very appreciative for all of that. And we also, in the Old Dominion Best in the Game group, we have student veterans from here at LSU who are spending the morning here with us and celebrating College Game Day, and we greatly appreciate them, and now they are continuing their education here at LSU, and it's great to have them with us this morning. You know, Boise State's only loss this season came at the hands of Oregon, lost 37-34, gave up a couple of kick returns for touchdowns. When they got back to Boise on Monday morning, Ashton Genty went straight to head coach Spencer Danielson and said, "Coach, you have to put me on special teams. I can help. Now, so far, Danielson has resisted that temptation because, after all, star running back, Heisman contender, he already runs violently. But as Marty Smith tells us, it should come as absolutely no surprise that Jeanty understands sacrifice, commitment, and committing everything to try to go for the good of the unit.
If you were to describe your mentality, what is your running style?
Oof, I would say vicious.
Typical Ashton Jeanty. You can't bring him down.
To run through somebody's face over and over and over, I won't be stopped.
The top running back in all of college football. You the best player in the country?
I think so.
For Ashton Jeanty, that path to success wasn't always paved. But the roadmap began at home, under the guidance of his father, who was a chief petty officer in the Navy.
Ashton, from early on, saw that if you're gonna be part of something, you need to work hard. Make sure you keep your head down.
It wasn't anything easy, for sure, and not because I was disciplined all the time, like nothing like that, but just having to pack up and move every few months.
Like many military families, the Jeantys moved often. By the time he was in middle school, Ashton had lived in Georgia, Florida, and Virginia. And then when he was 13, an American military base in Italy became his home. And football became his destiny.
The very first time I saw Ashton was on the basketball court, and I was just like, wow, this kid's got a lot of power.
One of my first practices, he lined me up against a senior. I got the ball, and I ran him over. He was like, this kid's the real deal.
I knew that he had to leave Italy and get exposed in order to play at the next level.
2019, we moved to Lone Star, and I looked at Ashton and I said, I think this is where you're gonna get your offer.
As a senior at Lone Star High School in Texas, Jeanty rushed for more than 1,800 yards and scored 41 total touchdowns. Still, the big school offer he says he hoped for never came. One that did come was Boise State.
It fueled that fire in me to go even harder. It was never given to me anything. It was all earned.
In his first 2 seasons at Boise State, Jeanty rushed for more than 2,100 yards and 26 total touchdowns. This season, Jeanty is on pace for more than 2,200 rushing yards and is among the Heisman Trophy frontrunners. State your case for winning the Heisman Trophy.
There was a lot of things that were talked about me before the season, and I felt on that first run like I shut all that down.
Breaks free, Jeanty, touchdown, 77 yards.
And then later on against Washington State, I ran through somebody's face and scored a touchdown.
Oh, little Heisman, yeah, why not?
I made my case for the Heisman right then and there.
And the pose.
And the pose, come on.
Whether this journey ends with Jeanty holding the Heisman remains to be seen. But the belief and the discipline instilled in him are what he credits with getting him here.
To have any type of success requires some sort of sacrifice. I'm beaming whenever I'm watching him.
Being a military kid, my dad, he set the example always how to be disciplined. And I feel like the same way he went up the ranks is the same way I'm going up the ranks.
Marty Smith reporting, and Jeanty's carrying Boise State up the ranks. Remember, in the new playoff system, 12 teams. The 5 highest-ranked conference champions automatically get in. Boise State leading the Mountain West, 74% chance to get in. Army is still undefeated, and you see some other teams. Keep an eye on Tulane, too, should Boise State stumble. Now, just as we get closer and closer to the unveiling of the 12-team bracket, a reminder on how this is going to work. As I said, the 5 highest-ranked conference champions will automatically be into the field. The 4 highest-ranked conference champions will get buys into the quarterfinals and will be seeded 1 through 4. Now, in the first round, you'll have 8 teams, and the teams seeded 5 through 8 will get home games. Can you imagine a home playoff game in Tiger Stadium? A playoff game in Tiger Stadium, then they will advance through the bracket, no more reseeding, and ultimately the national champion will be crowned in Atlanta on January 20th. Now, this is now the college football playoff rankings. Remember that now. We had our first rankings rather than the AP poll, as it says there. And the rankings have Boise State ranked 12th and seeded 12th. The 4 buys, Oregon and Georgia leading their respective conferences. And then you see how these other ones come through. BYU, because they're leading the Big 12, would get one of the buys. And Miami, because they're leading the ACC. If they win it, they would get one of the buys. We've spent the better part of the last several weeks talking about the number of teams who have hope. All of these teams who are in the mix here. The team that has the last at-large bid at the moment is Alabama, at least until tonight. We'll see where LSU ranks in here. They're at 15 at the moment. This could really help them.
Wow, that could help them.
As we look at this and the path starts to narrow, become a little bit more defined, we've got some playoff-worthy meters. Is the team a long shot? Are they worthy? Or can they win it all? So, Nick, start with Notre Dame. Tell me where they rank on the playoff hope meter.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame's done a great job of improving.
Where are you going to stop?
Since an early season loss.
Where are you going to stop?
I think they need to stop right there, playoff-worthy. I think they're a playoff-worthy team. I think they have a schedule that they can finish strong with. I don't think they have to play in a championship game. So if they win out, I think they're a playoff-worthy team, but I don't think they're a championship contender.
Okay, let's stay in the great state of Indiana and talk about Indiana University. Kurt Signetti, massive one against Michigan, then a bye, then they got Ohio State. If they can get by Michigan, which they're 14-point favorites, and then they go into Ohio State, stop! I think you're about right there. To win in this college football playoff, unless you're the champion, you're going to have to win 4 straight massive games. Don't know if their roster's ready for it yet. I don't know if they're a championship contender, but definitely going to be dancing down there in Bloomington.
All right, let's check out BYU. And this is a football team that's been impressive because their ability to win in different ways. Coming out of the Big 12 this year, I'm going to put them right about, like Coach Saban, right about there. And the reason I say this, they're not going to wow you with their roster, but they can win a low-scoring game. Right. They can get into a shootout and win a shootout. Mm-hmm. Quarterback has got some moxie and some leadership ability.
And chutzpah.
Absolutely. That's always a factor. Yeah. And look at their schedule, Des. They got a big one with Utah today. Rivalry game on the road. But I got Arizona State, I think, at the end. Yeah, I think they're definitely legit.
Let's talk about Miami. Talk about them. I know where it's going. Let's go. These Canes. Is the Canes back? Is the U back?
How far are you going to go?
I'm going to let it get a little further because I think Cam Ward has a lot of magic to him, a lot of heroism. Right here, this is a good spot. The reason why is because I love Cam Ward, love what they're doing on defense. I mean offense, but the defense.
Scary.
I don't think that's very scary. I don't think that's a championship-worthy defense.
Or you put them here.
Nah, I couldn't. Not national championship. They may win the ACC. They got to go up against SMU potentially. That's going to be a shootout. But I'm worried about their defense. I got to stop the meter right there.
Okay, I like where we're at. Let's dance with the number 1 team in the country.
Now, you know that's my team.
Out of the Big Ten.
My team too.
Des definitely agrees. This thing's taking a long road home. This team is built mentally, physically, offensively, defensively, special teams wise. Go ahead and yodely. Stop. I didn't know if it could go further. We should break this thing. This team's ready to go. This thumbs down mentality that they're all built into, gladiator, that means kill. That is what Oregon's trying to do to everybody. I think they got championship brain, and I think that's why they're championship contenders.
Let's go to the Big 12. How about Colorado? You got Coach Prime is doing down there in Boulder. You know, I like Shador. He's QB1 for me. Travis Hunter is probably the right here.
Wow.
What was that about?
They didn't want it to go past.
No, they're not feeling it. If they get past Texas Tech and Lubbock today, they'll be favored in all of their games.
They need to.
Yeah, they got that. That's where they may be kind of weak. Right there in the trenches.
Because in the playoffs,
they're getting better.
In the playoffs.
But once you get to the playoffs, you play against a bigger guy.
Absolutely.
That may be when they hit their Achilles heel and lose the game.
Before you do your next team,
go ahead.
He's got pretty good feet here.
Look at
as a tackle on the edge.
Looks good.
Thank you.
They
really
need
good.
that.
Colorado
Really
needs that. All right, hey, now I'll scream the shit. You know what I mean? They need that.
AQ appreciates that.
Yeah, if they can protect Shador, they got a shot. But that's a big D-line in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I know Penn State, everybody's disappointed that they didn't win the big game last week. But I would say this. They were in the big game, so that means something. And I would stop them there, right there. I think if they score inside the 5-yard line, 1 out of 2 times, game. It's a different story. But they have to live with the story that they have. They have to finish strong. They won't have to play in the championship game most likely. So I think they are playoff worthy, but not championship contenders.
All right, you got Ole Miss.
I got Ole Miss. So can somebody give me a long shot? Why are they booing? Did they already beat these guys? Yeah. You beat them already. That's not even an issue. That's their biggest rival problem. So you think Ole Miss, you think Lane?
Stop it now. They want you to stop.
Stop right there.
Okay.
They're just on the edge, like on the fringe of it. No, they're not buying it, bro.
They beat Georgia.
Now if they win today, that would be huge. And then people will start to look at Ole Miss a lot differently. And they have the type of defense that may be able to get Georgia. They may get clipped.
That's what I'm saying, because they're like nothing if they lose. You're saying they win today?
Stick around for the picks.
All right. I guess I'm the lucky guy that gets Alabama. Hey, Coach, we gotta get it right about there. I'm just saying, this is a team that's still searching for an identity. Right. It's a team that's still been inconsistent. But with Jalen Milroe, you got to build with Jalen Milroe, and if they ever put it on, Coach, they're a dangerous team.
This is what I've been hearing for years.
That's tiger bait there, brother.
Tiger
now. Let's go ahead and start that thing, and let's take it on a long ride all the way to that green.
Keep it 100. Keep it above now.
Gary Nussbaum. Weapons galore.
Stop it.
Our defense is flying. Stop it. I mean, who knows? They beat Alabama. They go on a run. They got this crowd. Could you imagine them with a home playoff game? And a 12-team playoff? Wow. The college football world, would be on fire. I hope it happens for the beautiful people of Baton Rouge. And I'll tell you what, I'm happy you had to do Bama. Yeah. And I got to do
Hey, this path is going to keep narrowing as we go. You're a man who plays the game of chance. Would you put a little cash on where you just put LSU on that?
Yeah, of course. I bet on that. Of course, Reese. Sure. Yeah, I mean, they got that live tiger, Governor Jeff Landry. He's got that live tiger coming out. It's going to be a different ball game here in Baton Rouge tonight.
And then they sing songs. They got that. I mean, they got.
What do they say?
I don't know.
Hey.
I don't know.
That's on you.
I don't know what they're saying. I still don't know. I don't know what they're saying. It's hard to hear.
Bro. You know what you're going to be able to see Tuesday night? Champions Classic. It'll start with Michigan State and Kansas. Kansas, big win over North Carolina, or as our friend Jonathan Wiley calls them. Hubert and them came up short against #1 Kansas. The ranking show goes in between, and then Duke and Kentucky square off in the nightcap in the Champions Classic as we go back to Just Sid.
We're clearly going to continue the Tiger talk over here. Now, Reese, of course, not many schools have live mascots. If they do, that might be a bird, it might be a dog. But LSU has had a live tiger on campus for almost 100 years. Now, special shout out to Bailey and Ginger and all the other amazing caregivers that make sure that Mike the 7th and all the ones that came before are healthy and happy. All right, y'all, I am here with Ginger, the communications manager for LSU's Vet Med. Ginger, thanks for having us.
Oh, thanks for coming.
Can you set the scene for us? Where are we right now?
So we are at the Habitat on LSU's campus for Mike 7, LSU's live tiger mascot. This is 14,000 square feet out here. He has 2 pools, a waterfall, obviously grass, trees, rocks, and then he has another 1,000 square feet inside.
So tell me, what's like a day in the life with Mike?
Well, first of all, here he comes. So his caretakers will wake him up in the morning, and then, and they'll check his yard, make sure that everything's safe for him to come outside. And then once he's out, he walks around, he swims, he's got a ball that he plays with. He sleeps a lot, he is a cat. And then so in the evenings, they'll come back, he's fed inside and goes to sleep, and then they do the whole thing over again.
And you serve up a little special pregame meal, right?
Well, we do that too. So in 2014, we started doing what we call meat art. So his caretakers will take his regular dinner and they'll shape it into the opposing team's logo so he can dine on it the night before the game.
We love a subliminal message. Thank you so much for your time. This is absolutely incredible.
Oh, you're very welcome. And here he comes again.
The meat art was a really, really nice touch. Come on over here, Mike. Come on over. Oh, yes. So Mike the 7th and Mike the 6th hasn't seen the inside of the stadium since 2015. But as Pat has already said, Governor Jeff Landry has made it his mission to make sure that a live tiger is, oh, you took your shirt off. You're making a statement. You said Omar who? I don't know. Reese.
I won't call him Omar, Jeff. He's Faux Mike.
Faux Mike. You're right. I like that.
And by the way, Faux Mike, I'm told, has escaped a couple of times.
He has.
Yeah.
Not good.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Road tested, game ready. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear is sports driven. Are you ready for a live tiger in the stadium? Perhaps we'll see that during the game tonight. Are you ready for somebody to win some money by making a 33-yard field goal? What do you got, Pat?
Reese, it feels special out here. It genuinely does, because I am joined by a sophomore kinesiology major named Brady Burns. Right, Brady? Where are you from, brother?
I'm from Hollandville, Louisiana.
Okay, so you got a lot of pride, obviously, in LSU and Louisiana. How do you think the team is going to do against Alabama this evening?
I agree. I mean, what do you think? We're going to win.
Okay, I like the confidence. Have you ever said anything terrible about a kicker before?
Besides kickers, who hasn't?
What do you mean, who hasn't said something bad about kickers before? Kickers have a hard job. That's what this entire thing's about.
I guess.
Okay, Brady.
It's their one job.
Brady, have you ever kicked a ball before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mess around with it, every now and then.
Okay, so here's the deal on this particular glorious Saturday in Baton Rouge. Brady will be kicking for $125,000. Obviously, that's the most pressure this kinesiology major has ever had in his life. He hates kickers. He thinks it's easy. Good luck. But also, there's a local LSU businessman named Lenny Lemoyne, who's an absolute dog. He'll be donating $100,000 to Hurricane Relief. If you make it, he'll double that to $200,000. I will match. That'll be $400,000 to Hurricane Relief, no matter what side of the fence you sit on. So $400,000, $125,000 to you. This is a $500,000 kick. Good luck, Brady. Let's do this thing.
Yes, sir.
Kirk. I'm not. Kirk. You said you have kicked, or you have kicked the ball?
I've kicked. That's around.
Okay.
It's not about if he's kicked before. It's about magic happening here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Kenley, be ready. It's got hard left.
Okay, Kirk has no faith.
Just in case.
Moving up.
You need to feed off of that, Brady. Stack the chips, brother. Make the kick.
There you go.
$525,000 on the line. $400,000 for Hurricane Relief. $125,000 to your pockets. Brady in the bayou. Oh!
What do you think? What do you think there?
You think if you got one more kick, you'd make it?
I think so.
How do you deal with the humidity down here?
You got to aim right.
I know.
All right, let's go.
Thank you.
Aim for the right upright. The right upright.
Brady, how about this? I haven't talked to the Lemoyne company, obviously. He said if you would have made it, he would have donated $200,000 instead of $100,000 to hurricane relief. I'm going to speak for him because I had dinner with him last night, and I know the pockets are very deep for Lenny. Lenny's a great man. He'll donate $500,000 to hurricane relief if you make this kick. And your kick will be worth $250,000.
Oh, my gosh.
$750,000, Brady. Wow. All you got to do is kick a 33-yard field goal. It's so easy. One job. Let's
make an adjustment.
Boston Connor is underneath the upright. So is Stanford Steve.
We're going right upright.
Make
right
adjustment.
upright. Come on, bro. Right upright. Don't miss left. Kelsey missed left twice last week. Don't miss left. Yeah. Going left.
Oh, this guy sucks. This guy sucks. Oh, my God, Brady. It got worse. Big Mike, you big dummy. $250,000 will be donated to hurricane relief from myself and Lenny. Brady, you can hold your head high, buddy. Everybody sucks at kicking that thinks it's easy. Back to you, Reese, on this sweaty day in Baton Rouge.
My man Brady was headed for the exits fast after that one. Still to come, Rebels and the Dogs will further break down the last stand for Ole Miss if they want to stay in playoff contention. The Dogs could be pushed to the brink if they don't win. Our guest pickers, LSU's power couple, Livy Dutton and Paul Skeens, will make a couples version of the pick. Doesn't every couple aspire to get on game day and make the picks together? Don't go anywhere. We've got lots more to come on College Game Day, but now a quick word from Duncan.
The $6 meal deal is here. It starts with Duncan's legendary coffee, a toasty, melty bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, and a crispy, crumbly order of hash browns. It's kind of the biggest deal in breakfast. The $6 meal deal, available now.
Man, that sandwich looks lonely, and that's sad. So let Jimmy John's fix that by adding free chips and a free drink. Turn an 8-inch sandwich or wrap into a combo for free after 2 p.m. Only at Jimmy John's.
Let game day begin!
Grab a Pepsi and make your game day epic.
Stats matter. Like 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. So Depend and the Prostate Cancer Foundation want to encourage you to get screened. And now through November, Depend is donating to cancer research with select purchases.
I tried everything for my stubborn dandruff, and then I found Nizoral. Nizoral works differently to get to the root cause of dandruff. In fact, its active ingredient is 10 times more effective at fighting fungus, the primary cause of dandruff. Say goodbye to stubborn dandruff with Nizoral.
Any NBA play can inspire your next hunch. And with 3 months of NBA League Pass from FanDuel, you're about to get a whole lot more inspiration. So if you think they're going to rock the rim right out of the gates, hello, or you want to RSVP to the block party, there he is. Yes, sir. Or you think it's going to start raining threes. Let's go! FanDuel has more ways to bet on players so you can make your hunches happen. Right now, new customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Plus, all customers get 3 months of NBA League Pass on us. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
Being the best takes hard work. It takes early mornings, planning, precision, sweat, sacrifice, and teamwork. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in their game. Old Dominion Freight Line, helping the world keep promises.
Today, let's paint with Behr, America's most trusted paint brand.
Wait, we don't have Behr.
Well, with Behr, you can paint a whole room for under $100. How much did you spend?
More.
I thought you said you researched this.
Don't overpay for your next project. Get Behr quality at an everyday low price. Only at the Home Depot.
This doesn't make sense.
It does to me, Mom.
You're a smart kid. Why do you want to do this?
I love it. You know that.
Okay, but why this way?
Because I want to take on the world's toughest hackers. And this is where it's done. So, what do you think?
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
We topped off the new Sonic Smasher you love with our creamy queso. With hand-smashed patties made to order, it's a cheesy love letter to your taste buds, and they're about to get real emotional. The new Double Sonic Queso Smasher, part of our Smasher lineup.
These trips to Baton Rouge in November have a little bit of everything, don't they? Great crowd, thickness in the air, the anticipation of a big game. Mike's here, real Mike in his habitat, maybe faux Mike on the field with who again?
Governor Jeff Landry.
There you go.
Governor Jeff Landry.
Listen, they used to have the tiger out there. They'd feed him steak and be blood all over the place, trying to intimidate the opponents.
And a baby Griff.
Go fan cam. It's Sanitier who's coaching. Kalen DeVore making his debut in this series. Miss Terry got signed.
Miss Terry. Miss Terry is very popular here, I found out last night.
I haven't found a place yet that she isn't very popular.
Amen.
We want Bama signs have been replaced, but we want Vandy. So many night games, a little troll at Lane Kiffin.
That's not very good watch.
Oh, there you go. Product placement, always important. Livy and Paul will be here. Our celebrity guest pickers. We have this feel of an elimination game. It's huge, and Ole Miss has got the same. Lane Kiffin 1-11 against AP top 5 teams. Ole Miss has trailed for just 20 minutes and 1 second all season. Only undefeated Army and Indiana have trailed for less time, but they've trailed at the end twice. So here's the situation for Ole Miss. It's beat Georgia today, or everybody's going to say, same old Ole Miss. They'll start chanting overrated. They figure the Rebels, they'll troll you on X. They'll come up short in the big game. I mean, think about Jackson Dart. He got all this grief for dressing up as Lloyd Christmas, going out on the square at Halloween in Oxford. They said he's not serious about the game. Well, all he did was respond by doing something no SEC quarterback's ever done. Throw for more than 500 yards, 6 touchdowns, no picks against Arkansas. So you're telling me there's a chance against Georgia, and it might be dumb or dumber to dismiss the Rebels shot?
Oh, baby, we're seeing the arm strength from Jackson Dart.
Dart has a special type of drive about him. He got like an edge to him. He's just a guy who loves football.
I think I play the position of quarterback a little bit differently than a lot of people nowadays. I feel like I'm the biggest competitor out there and do whatever it takes to win.
Downfield again, got him in, behind the secondary, touchdown!
They're a fast offense, you know, they get set very quick.
They're just extremely explosive. You got to play well in the secondary. They're going to throw the ball up in the air, and you got to make plays on it. We got to do a good job of mixing it up.
Playing teams like Georgia, man, you got to fight grit with grit. This is a very physical team that we're going against, but we're physical as well.
These guys are challenging on defense. They got all NFL players, really long, really fast. Kirby's one of the best designers of defense in the history of football.
For an offense and a defensive matchup, there's going to be a lot of excitement.
Old Dominion presents Best in the Game. Old Dominion Freight Lines, helping the world keep promises. Nation's #1 LTL character. I heard him say that one time. Since October, you look at how the Georgia defense has performed, and Jackson Dart has been outstanding as well, but he's gotten hit a lot. See if Georgia's defense can handle that. But, boy, they really motivated by the way Georgia manhandled them on both sides last year.
Yeah, certainly going to have to shore that up. But I think the big conversation is this Jackson Dart. Going into the season, you're talking about potential top 3 pick in the NFL draft, Heisman combo, explosive offense. Last week against Arkansas, after the Halloween conversation, he went absolutely bananas. It was fun to watch a Lane Kiffin offense do their thing. It was fun to watch Jackson do his thing. We got some film that we need to go ahead and check out here, actually. First one, you're talking about some great protection from the boys up front. Allow him to go from 1 to 2 to 3. Nah, you know what? I'm going to hit 4, actually, with the opened up space there. Clean operation, clean protection, everything come together, and Jackson throws a dart. You see what I did there?
That's us.
Bullseye from Jackson with the Mossy. Now, let's talk about the second one here. Defense comes with a double-A blitz. You know, whenever you have that, you know 6 are coming. You're going to have somebody free. He doesn't panic. He sees pressure in his face. Then he takes it up the middle. and says, I'm out of here. You got your back to me. You're going to be in man coverage because I brought a little bit of pressure. I'm going to make you pay. Jackson Dart played his best ball against Arkansas. This is everything we thought he was going to be. And then the deep ball accuracy is still very much there. They go trips to the left and motion the guy in the backfield. The safeties rock and roll to the other side. And he knows he has one-on-one to the outside. He knows it. This is my guy versus your guy. You got cat coverage? Sweet. I got a cat arm. I dropped that thing. Boom! In a bucket for a touchdown. Wow. They have some explosive plays. They had some mobile plays. They had some good protection. Jackson Dart stayed clean. It was like that Ole Miss offense was everything we thought they were going to be last week against Arkansas. Can they do that against Georgia? We shall see. Coach.
You know, I think Jackson Dart is a great player, no doubt. But he has not had great success when they have to match up against dominating defenses. And, you know, to me, Georgia's front seven may be the best front seven when they get it cranked up of anybody in the country in terms of affecting the quarterback. And if they can affect Jackson Dart, that will affect the big plays that they can make. And Ole Miss is really a big play offense.
Yeah, for me, Coach, going into this game, the storyline is Ole Miss's defense. Of course, you think about Jackson Dart, think about Lane Kiffin, how many points they can score. But I've been impressed with their defense, especially their front seven. They lead the FBS in sacks with 42 sacks, 18 sacks in the last 2 games. And guys, when it comes to tackle for loss, 94 on the season. The closest team to them is Duke with 77. They love to play in the opponent's backfield. Let's see if they can get after Carson Beck.
Yeah, that was a big emphasis. Obviously made a big investment in that area. We talked about that earlier. Coach, I'm with you. I think we all sit back and look at Pat's tape and really respect what Jackson Dart and this offense is capable of. But I think the whole theme of this game is going to be whether or not Georgia, Glenn Schumann, a defensive coordinator, can come up with different looks to get his guys loose, to create some one-on-one matchups up front. Let's take a look at today's road test presented by Goodyear. And there are 3 different ways that they're going to try to create this pressure. First, it's obvious with the blitz. Like I said, when they bring those linebackers, they create one-on-ones. And Jalen Walker, 11, more than likely on that blitz will get home. The stunt, sometimes they show pressure, but they drop out, and then they just get movement up front. Again, create confusion and get after that offensive line. It's not about Dart. It's about the offensive line affecting them to get the Dart so he can't make those plays downfield. And then at times, they just win up front. Michael Williams or Jalen Walker, he's the spy here, and he cleans it up. So they don't always have to bring pressure and have their corners live on islands. They can also have that delayed blitz. Now, if they don't get home, the biggest fear that Georgia has this year, we saw it earlier at times, is these corners get their eyes in the backfield. And if Dart, who gets the ball downfield as well as anybody, has the time, he's going to be able to make the plays that we all keep talking about, that you just talked about, but it's all about that front and the pressure if they can create it.
Okay, Ole Miss upsets number 3, Georgia.
Wow.
Yeah,
Just stepped right
I'll
into it.
I'll tell you how to do it. Number 1, the offense of the LSU is ranked in the top 10, 13 different categories, including number 1 in passing. 2, their defense leads the nation in 3 categories, including pressure quarterback. Now, 3, most important, Georgia had 52 against them last year. Beat them by 35. Enough said. Upset. Ole Miss over Georgia.
Okay.
Coach,
and Stanford Steve, that was an eloquent platform that Lee Corso laid out for you. He made some compelling points. Has he swayed you?
One word, disagree. Disagree. You guys touched on the Georgia defense. If Ole Miss wants to go with the short game, they tackle so well. And when you hold the ball, I like the matchup of Georgia's defensive line against Ole Miss's line. We're going with the Dogs.
Dogs. Oh, easy pick.
Technical. He's been making a lot of good picks.
Yeah, but easy. Yeah, but
all right, Steve, you still have, we'll get to that last one on the board coming up shortly right there and see what he's got. Stanford Steve's been hot for a while. If you followed along in college football and social media anywhere, maybe even if you just drove down the street, we've seen billboards, we've seen signs, all of us have received a number of messages about the loss of Kirk's dog, Ben Herbstreit. And Kirk, we appreciate so much that you were sharing Ben with us over the years.
Yeah.
There's not much that has gotten as much attention on social media than the love for the dog. We've seen he's been a great teammate of ours for a while.
It's
Kirk has put together an essay remembering Ben and how much he meant to all of you, certainly meant to him. Here's our tribute to our friend Ben Herbstreit.
Dogs are known as man's best friend. But what do you call a dog that becomes a nation's best friend? You call him Ben. I'll be honest with you, when I first started bringing Ben on the road, it was for me. I needed a travel companion. Hotel rooms can sometimes feel like islands of solitude, and his warm presence became my anchor to home, making my journeys feel less like wandering and more like belonging. When I was working in a hotel room or a broadcast booth or on the college game day set, reaching down and feeling that fur at my feet, it made me feel like I was home. Ben wasn't out here to become a social media star, but he became one, just by being himself. The Rose Bowl named him its chief happiness officer, and that's exactly what he did. He made everyone happy, and he did it without even trying. He just wagged that tail or nestled up against strangers like they were family, and that's what they became. On planes, in hotel lobbies, on the beach, in the mountains, it didn't matter if you were a college student, a movie star, a national championship quarterback, or even a state governor. Ben didn't care who you were. Everyone deserved his love. I think we can all learn from that. At a time when everything seems to be aimed at dividing us, our love of football unites us every weekend. What I experienced with Ben was that, and so much more. Dogs' only flaw as a species is they don't live long enough, but the warmth they give us, that never goes away. So neither will Ben. This man's best friend, who became America's best friend.
Fuel your fandom. Enjoy the home field advantage at Fairfield, official partner of the NCAA.
Advil liquid gels are faster and stronger than Tylenol rapid release gels. Also from Advil, Advil Targeted Relief, the only topical with 4 powerful pain-fighting ingredients that start working on contact and lasts up to 8 hours.
Want to shop Walmart Black Friday deals first? Walmart Plus members get early access to our hottest deals. Join now and get 50% off a 1-year membership. For the deals you desire, join Walmart Plus today and shop Walmart Black Friday deals first.
You know how on Thanksgiving you have to loosen your belt a little? Well, take your pads off. Arby's deep-fried turkey is here all month. Arby's, we have the meat.
We were built for Ulrich, to lift him up, because when twisted legs and hurtful stares kept him from reaching his potential, we became his support. Every engine and motor, each hand and mind, focused on fixing his legs and lifting his heart, because we were built for Ulrich.
While you were away, there were some developments. Fortunately, DoorDash can quickly come to your rescue. Your door to more. DoorDash.
Power through the holidays with Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest-lasting AA battery.
Do you like it hard or soft? We at Pretzels.com freshly bake hard and soft pretzels. Join over 212,000 happy customers already obsessed with our 45 chef-crafted varieties and treat yourself or a loved one today. Only at Pretzels.com.
What's this?
Aflac Duck signed me to an NIL deal.
An NIL deal?
It's name, injury, and likeness.
Aflac.
With a name like Prime, an injury like mine, and a likeness so fine, that's a triple threat.
Couldn't we just tell people Aflac pays cash for expenses not covered by health insurance?
If we want people to understand how Aflac helps close that gap, we got to get you to think bigger, Coach.
You got to be kidding.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac
is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Miss Terry's not going to like this.
Trouble.
Man, that sandwich looks lonely, and that's sad. So let Jimmy John's fix that by adding free chips and a free drink. Turn an 8-inch sandwich or wrap into a combo for free after 2 p.m. Only at Jimmy John's.
As the sun takes its place in the eastern sky, it is Saturday morning in Death Valley. And we're coming!
Live Tiger back on the sideline. What does that Tiger sound like whenever it rolls, Coach? Nailed it.
This is the best place for a game in America. They know it. It's because of the people.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, ready for every challenge. Road game may bring. Goodyear is more driven. There are few road tests more challenging than the one presented here in Baton Rouge. Oh, we got a Tiger. We got Mike crowd surfing.
Mike has brought the energy all morning, I must say.
It's been right up there with the duck. I know that might be blasphemous to our friend Lee Corso.
And it's got to be 1,000 degrees in that suit.
Oh,
1,000.
You know it. It's going to be hot. This Big 12 race is a jumbled mess. Texas Tech helped that by beating Iowa State last week. Now Colorado in the middle. It's one conference loss, Des.
Yeah, you got the Buffs quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, man. I tell you, he's having a fantastic season. He's precise with his reads, very accurate. Of course, Travis Hunter, outstanding two-way player on offense and defense. Heisman favorite right now. You got Tech's quarterback, though. Guys aren't talking about Baron Morton, one of the best passers in the league, and then Taj Brooks, second in conference in rushing yards.
That dude made some big plays down the stretch to beat Iowa State last week. The Holy War in Salt Lake for the first time since 2018. Kyle Whittingham trying to spoil things for his alma mater. You know when BYU won the championship in '84, old Robbie Bosco had to come through against a very average Utah team. It's where Jake Retzlaff finds himself tonight, trying to make sure that the Cougs don't go in there and get upset. You know that BYU has not won in front of the mighty Utah student section since 2006.
Oh, good.
Hey, be careful. I know their offense is terrific. Right, it's like at the bottom of the Big 12 all over the place, but this could be a challenge for them. But BYU comes in rolling. That big win over SMU, the resume is strong for them.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you, this Jake Retzlaff guy, he's a player. He's really a good player. But other than that, their defense plays well. BYU's defense has taken the ball away like 18 times this year, and they're great scoring in the red zone on offense. So they do the little things you have to do to win games, and they've found ways to win games. They've come from behind twice and won games in the last 2 minutes.
And if you talk about this Utah team, the other half of this holy war, obviously you come in with Cam Rising, a lot of high expectations. He gets hurt. Now freshman Isaac Wilson is their quarterback, 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Micah Bernard, their running back, is their best player. And they were supposed to be the ones that were going to go on and win this year. Instead, BYU had low expectations. They're the ones going. If you're Utah in front of that mighty
Utah student section,
you win and beat BYU here and ruin their dreams, that could be a successful year, I think, for the Utah folks up there who have obviously not had as much fun as they thought they were going to.
Totally agree, man. I mean, you sit there and they've lost 4 in a row. They're going to rely on Mekhi Bernard tonight. They've had trouble protecting the quarterback, so we'll see. 96th meeting. They haven't played every year. They're back together as conference rivals for the first time in a while. We're going Aflac here?
Yeah, we're going Aflac. Okay. Trivia question, dealing with the Holy War. Okay. Marissa's trying to get you guys, by the way. Who has the most passing yards in a game in a BYU-Utah series history?
Alex Smith.
That's a good guess.
No. Zach Wilson.
No.
Steve Sarkisian.
Oh,
no.
man.
Jim McMahon.
Jim
Robbie
McMahon.
Bosco.
No.
Gifford Nielsen.
No.
Not Jim McMahon?
No.
Steve.
Oh, man, that's my team.
1977.
Oh.
Mark Young.
77?
Mark Wilson. Mark Wilson.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow,
good.
that thing's
It's crazy,
really good.
bro. It's ridiculous, right? He just caught it like that. Boom.
That thing's really good.
Wow. You know what?
Impressive.
No, I'm not telling that. I'm not telling this story about Mark Wilson. We're against that. Make another pick here.
Yeah, we got a Coach Corso special. Missouri's ranked. Oklahoma's on the road, giving points. Oklahoma is favored. Somebody knows something, Coach. Give me Oklahoma.
Okay.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
I like you 20 and 10 on the year, right? Swinging a hot bat just like the LSU baseball team.
Sure, the Missouri head coach could use some extra motivation.
Yeah, no doubt.
Still got that fake dog. Who cares?
But it's like, we've talked about this, a Big 12 race right now. BYU is still undefeated. Iowa State has slipped. Colorado doesn't have to play either of them right now. Kansas State suffered a really tough loss to Houston last week. Texas Tech sneaking around the chicken coop, too. A lot of teams in the mix here for this Big 12 race right now, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Colorado, the Texas Tech game, if you really look at their schedule, could be one of the most challenging that they have remaining. Taj Brooks can run the football. Texas Tech coming off a big win. They're confident. Their head coach, Joey McGuire, doing a really good job. I just wondered, Des, after last week's game with Colorado building momentum, I'm worried about Texas Tech defending Shador and those receivers, especially yards after the catch.
Last season, don't forget, they had problems. Colorado did blocking up front, especially keeping Shador upright and clean. But they seem to have figured out a combination with their offensive line. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, beginning of season, week 2, they played Nebraska on the road. They have 5 up, but they're only going to bring 4. And watch the nose tackle. He's going to split the double team, and the right guard is just watching Shador take this sack. The following week, Colorado State game, I talked to Pat Sherman, the OC. They mixed up the combination up front. They're going to tackle in twist to the right. Watch these guys pick that up. And now Shador can show you why he's QB1. Far hash, opposite sideline, throws it on the rope. Excellent ball placement. But I go from QB1 to Heisman 1. Travis Hunter at the bottom of the screen. He's going to run a slant route. But the defensive back, he's going to try to wall him up. He gives him a jab step. He didn't go. Give him another jab step. Got him. Touchdown. Let me rewind this so you can see it full speed regular time. Boom, boom, boom. I'm talking about you understand as a receiver how much patience and quickness it takes to do that, not once, but twice. It didn't leave the guy. Coach, when he's coached, do not let him inside. And he went to the inside. That was incredible, man.
And it's a guy that's practicing corner half the time, and he still has that kind of technique.
I was so impressed with that play, man.
Yeah, that's great technique. That's not just being a great athlete, right?
Man, patience.
But, Colorado's offense is not one-dimensional anymore. They're running the ball a little better, and they've got 3 really good receivers, 2 other than Travis Hunter, and the quarterback's fantastic. So I think Texas Tech going to have a tough time stopping them.
Fun stat here about this Colorado team. 19 of 25 of the sacks have happened in 3 games. Obviously, 2 times they have lost. It's massive numbers. If they can protect Shador, they can win. Texas Tech hasn't been able to get to the quarterback.
QB1 upright. Texas Tech defense has been terrible, giving up all kinds of points. They use Travis Hunter in a lot of ways, right? You got to use your playmakers in different ways. Pete Thamel, to just use him as an injury guy, that's underutilizing your talent. This guy's got more connections than anybody. So, Pete, what are your coaching, scouting connections saying about Colorado right now?
Well, Reese, I think the best way that coaches and scouts summed up Colorado to me was they have now both the sizzle and the steak, right? Colorado ended last year on a 6-game losing streak. They're now 6-2. And part of that is because they've upgraded the holistic roster. These aren't just 3-4-star guys that have transferred there. This is more the Indiana methodology of roster building. They took veteran experienced guys and upgraded both those lines. You heard Nick and Des both mention they really needed to fortify the offensive line. Well, Shador Sanders is getting hit 4 less times a game last year. He was the most hit quarterback in college football last season. And on defense, they have a big 300-pound plugger named Chidozie Nwankwo. He really epitomizes how they've added grit and girth to those lines. So for Colorado, the last thing that coaches really stressed to me, Reese, was they play with a swagger, and that comes from Coach Prime. So you combine that with better talent, better experience, and you've seen this holistic turnaround in the Buffalo's roster.
They're going to have to probably swagger between flying tortillas this weekend. That's what they do in Lubbock. They'll sling them out there to celebrate. A few moments away from Miami and Georgia Tech. DoorDash counting us down to kickoff as Cam Ward not with the Canes last year when they blew the game against the Jackets. Xavier Restrepo, think of most yards, most catches in the history of Miami football.
Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson,
Michael Irvin,
Michael
Baker.
That kid is a baller. It's his favorite target, too.
And Haynes King in uniform. Hey, Georgia Tech scoring less than 10 points a game in the 2 games he's missed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's the key. And remember, we keep talking about, is Miami going to continue to play in games where they have to outscore people? If Haynes King plays, that could be a story today.
Absolutely. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. That game's coming up at the top of the hour. The Tide rolls into Death Valley. Can they continue their dominance here in Louisiana? Been a road series. Is LSU ready to turn that around? And this guy gets people out, home, road, everywhere else. Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn will be our couple guest pickers. This is from Supper Club. I can't wait to get into this.
Yeah, Reese, this is wild. We got a meat board, Pat.
I know what this stuff is.
Tomahawk. Look at that.
You know what? I can do some fruit.
Lamb chops. Wait, Des, look behind you. Look behind you.
Hey, there's something about this.
Torch it together.
Oh, man. Do your thing. Do your thing. Come on,
that's hot. You gotta add toppings. Come on. Oh, wow. Wow. We got.
Watch that fire.
I know.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Am I higher?
This is the best thing on the menu.
That's butter cake.
Butter cake.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Get it. That is a rib and a half.
Yeah, it's the hell. After dark.
Wow.
The butter cake?
Yes, get in there.
Look at that. That looks gorgeous.
Holy cow, man.
I need to see reactions.
See, you got to get the butter cake.
It isn't the holidays without a little magic. Inside, outside, and everywhere in between. Get everything to make your season jolly, delivered at the speed you need. The holidays have arrived at the Home Depot.
Man, that sandwich looks lonely, and that's sad. So let Jimmy John's fix that by adding free chips and a free drink. Turn an 8-inch sandwich or wrap into a combo for free after 2 p.m. Only at Jimmy John's.
I have arrived. We're cooler than cool. We're flyer than fly. And the magic? You know we brought it. Yeah, we came to play.
Today, let's paint with Behr, America's most trusted paint brand.
Wait, we don't have Behr.
Well, with Behr, you can paint a whole room for under $100. How much did you spend?
More?
I thought you said you researched this.
Don't overpay for your next project. Get Behr quality at an everyday low price. Only at the Home Depot.
Buffalo Wild Wings, 2 entrees, 2 sides, and 2 drinks for $19.99? Deal that good makes me glad I brought a date.
Wow, B-Dubs Pick 6 for $19.99? You sure know your way to a girl's heart.
Dr. Patel will be administering the anesthesia now, so count back from 5 and we'll see you on the other side.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's do this. Gina?
No, I'm still...
Jeez, come on! What is this guy, Wolverine?
Sometimes we need to do better.
She says you can't start until her cross is here.
But we're doing the best we can.
Oh, it's going down?
St. Dennis Medical, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, Coach!
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
We topped off the new Sonic Smasher you love with our creamy queso. With hand-smashed patties made to order, it's a cheesy love letter to your taste buds, and they're about to get real emotional. The new Double Sonic Queso Smasher, part of our Smasher lineup.
There is no life I know to compare with your imagination. Take a look, can you see into your imagination?
Wakey, wakey. Sunday morning football is back in Germany. And NFL Network has an NFC clash. Live from Allianz Arena in Munich.
Smith under pressure gets set!
As the Giants square off against the Panthers. Set your alarms, because this waits for no one. Rise, shine, football. Giants, Panthers, Sunday, only on NFL Network.
NWSL quarterfinals on ABC and ESPN+.
We're going to make it good.
Yeah.
I'm always just thrilled for to come back from commercial break to start the show. This is one instance where I wish the commercial break had been longer so we could continue.
That was great food.
Supper Club. My goodness.
Supper Club.
Man,
I don't want to oversell too bad, but that was the greatest food I've ever had in my life.
Brandon Landry, who founded walk-ons, you can see him all over the country now, and did this project, high-level dining. It was amazing.
I've known Brandon since he had his original, we all have.
Yeah.
And to see what he's created, his empire that he's created, now he's got a high-level restaurant.
Walk-ons, I think there's like 240 of them across the country now.
Congrats to Brandon, man. He's crushing it.
Well, after that, you know what just happened? You can't get a table at any walk-ons in the country right now. We just said that.
That was Supper Club there. That was so good. The Nuss Bus is real. We got a bunch of shirtless kids here rocking it as well. Smart kid.
There he is. Hey, it's worth the shot, my man.
Sorry, Mr. Skeens.
I know Mr. Skeens may come high and tight in there. That kid makes a move, you know? Sweet. Garrett Nussmeier has never seen a throw he doesn't believe he can make. That is because there just aren't many throws that exist that Garrett Nussmeier can't make. LSU offensive coordinator Joe Sloan says that when it comes to understanding the offense, understanding concepts, knowing the coverages he sees, absolutely fantastic. Top of the class. But this will be just his 10th start, as we talked about a little earlier. Every now and then, that air of invincibility that he cares about his arm can get him in a little bit of trouble. Avoiding those pratfalls will be big tonight against the Tide.
It's time to cut it loose. You control the moment. This is our house.
This defense is solid and sound everywhere.
You always will want to try to make a team one-dimensional. As much as you focus on the pass, you got to do a good job of making sure that we take care of the run.
I think it's the first time we've seen a defense that has no apparent weaknesses.
Taking the ball away would be huge.
It is intercepted, picked off by Damani Jackson.
Alabama secondary against LSU's wide receivers. That's where this game might be won and lost.
We're the best in the country.
Nussmeier, he does a great job of getting the ball to their playmaker.
Throughout the entire receiver room, guys have just made very clutch plays.
Nussmeier goes back shoulder, touchdown, and LSU wins.
We're just gonna have to win our one-on-one battle.
As a competitor, this is what you live for. You're gonna see two teams go at it.
You see this year in the Alabama defense, though it has, the overall third down numbers are fine. But in the clutch, some of the bigger games, they've struggled to get off the field with third and fourth down, and LSU has not struggled to stay on the field on third down. That figures to be a really big deal tonight, as is the Alabama secondary trying to match up with the LSU receivers if the Tide can't get a pass rush.
I tell you what, LSU, they got some weapons out there. And it was on display in the Ole Miss game. They were fighting in the fourth quarter, had to get a touchdown to tie it up in overtime. Let me show you how the weapons came to the surface. Man, that was a hell of a game. Let's start with the tight end, Mason Taylor, son of Jason Taylor, Hall of Fame. He's right there at the top. Now, he's in a slot position right now. Once the motion goes outside, he's going to be matched up with a pretty nifty DB who's 6'1", 185 pounds. What I like about Jason, he's light on his feet. For a guy 6'5", watch how he attacks the technique of the DB just enough so he can cross his face. That was 4th and 6. Big play. Aaron Anderson, about 5'8", 187 pounds. They're going to motion outside him. He's in the slot right now. I love watching this young man play. When they motion him to the outside, Aaron's like, okay, the whole middle of the field is open. He snaps it off. This was the touchdown to send the game into overtime against Ole Miss. And here's the game winner. I spoke to the coaches. They said Kyron Lacey came to the sideline and said, Coach, give me the one-on-one matchup. I'll end this game. They put him in motion. They got the one-on-one matchup. He's going to run a double move. Watch that double stutter, but then he doesn't commit to the goal because it's a back shoulder throw. He kept the defensive back in front of him for that back shoulder throw. Excellent play, excellent catch. I love the weapons that Nussmeier have. These guys are going to step up big tonight against Alabama.
Certainly, and with Nussmeier and those weapons, I think their run rate is like 130th in the country. You're talking about throwing the ball all over the place. So then you immediately have to ask, can Alabama stop a high-powered passing offense? Well, let's go back to the Mizzou game, shall we? We got some tape here on how this defense was able to rally against a very elite wide receiver. Now, quick alley screen here to the right, but watch how the team has relentless pursuit. Look how many people are around the ball right there. That's buy-in. That's how you've got to stop big-time plays, especially in the pass game. That's supposed to be an extension of the run game. Then, easiest way to affect the passer is to put pressure on the quarterback. Obviously, he has some time to potentially put it into a spot, but the D-line presses the pocket, force him outside. He can't get back to the read, and then what? It's a no play. Could have been a touchdown. Instead, no play because the D-line's able to get there.
34's playing. He's playing well.
Very well. And you're talking about help over the top. You understand that Luther Burton's going to potentially be able to go, just like Lacey would be able to go, and Mason Taylor. They got eyes on the ball, and they got ball hawks in the back. Now, they're able to do that against Mizzou, and they're number 5 in takeaways, 12 on third down, 27th on red zone. So they're good defense, but they're going to have to shut down this passing offense, which is obviously easier said than done.
I don't think there's any question about that, but I think the key to this game is the resiliency that Alabama can show as a team. You know, when we came in here when Tua was playing quarterback, we went right down the field like shit through a tin horn. We get down there in the student section, man, and we get 4 straight false starts that take us right out of field goal range.
Yep.
But the key to the drill was it never affected anybody.
Right.
You know, you hate to get the penalties, but you can't be affected. You know, Alabama was affected at Tennessee when they had snap count problems early. I think it affected them. They cannot get affected by that type of thing and how they play this game. You've got to create momentum to keep the crowd out of the game, and that comes from consistency and playing play in and play out.
You know, you've used that tin horn thing there for a couple of years, and I've always wanted to ask you
what it means, and I can't explain what it means.
No, I think we understand.
It sounds
I think we
great.
understand. I think what you said is that thing's running. I think there's no resistance.
It just goes right through.
Yeah, just like Tua and you guys, right
Is that
down
a
there.
West Virginia saying, or is that a...
I don't think I've ever heard shit through a tin horn.
I don't know why you would put that in a tin horn. That's what has me confused.
I wondered if the tin horn was for that, because he says it. You know. By the way, one thing about the actual game for me, I'll be calling this game tonight.
The actual game?
From the tin horn to the game.
Okay, sweet.
Fowler and I and Holly Rowe call this game tonight on ABC, and we're fired up to be able to present that. Jalen Milroe handling the atmosphere, the operation. Forget the XOs, the operation. Last year under coach, they went to A&M, like 9 false starts. Earlier this year in Knoxville, crowd definitely had a factor early in this game. What can Kalen DeBoer do early in the game with this and that atmosphere to try to not make that be a factor in deciding the outcome?
I don't think they're going to show up tonight. I don't think these people are going to show up tonight. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. That's going to be awesome.
DeBoer's been here before as an assistant at Eastern Michigan. He says it's going to be a little bit different tonight. I would imagine. just a little different. A little bit different here. Alabama LSU tonight in prime time. We'll have more here from the players on that game coming up in just a minute. But top of the hour on ABC, Quinn Ewers, Texas against Florida as DoorDash counts us down to kickoff.
Yeah, an opportunity again. I said this earlier. It's not just about Florida. By the way, Florida played really well last week against Georgia and Carson Beck. 3 interceptions. To me today, it's about just getting Sark to just look at this as an opportunity to continue to get better. It'll be a challenge.
You know, I love both these guys. They both did a great job for me. Billy's done an outstanding job at Florida keeping that team together in some real difficult circumstances. Yeah. Sark is one of the best play callers in the country. He does a great job with the offensive team, and I think a great leader and has established a better culture at Texas.
Des, how about this?
DJ Lagway, I'm still curious. He's moving up. I want to see if he's going to actually get out there and play. It may just be playing a little mind game with the opponent. You know?
And if not, Aiden Warner, the transfer from Yale, would get his first career start.
And remember, Lagway's a Texas kid, too.
Yeah.
He desperately wants to play in this game. If he can, he's going to try to. DoorDash, Saturday Superdogs. Hey, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. There should be some type of investigation into why you guys are getting so many points with Vanderbilt. It's ridiculous.
Like Pat last year with West Virginia.
No, but I mean, why are the odds makers giving them like 42 points every game?
They're very kind.
They're very kind. Look at you.
Yeah, I just, if you can't beat them, join them.
All right, let's do a quick run through LCU Superdog today.
My school gets 26.5 for kids by the Virginia.
Oh, boy.
Hail Mary, full of grace. I'm praying for those to spot defense, kick field goals, and shock the world like NIU did earlier this season. Nose upset Irish.
Hey, I tell you, Florida State's coming. I'm going to go with Vandy.
Oh, what a surprise.
Nick Saban's going with Vandy. We're getting 6.5 today against South Carolina.
West Virginia, obviously.
That's got Oklahoma State
to come through there. We are pursuing greatness. Who do you got here?
All right, Reese.
I got Oklahoma State.
got Oklahoma State. I'm going Louisiana Monroe against Texas State. I'm staying in the great state of Louisiana. Wheels Up gets our celebrity guest picker here each and every week, and Jeff Sims standing by.
So I'm here with LSU's power couple and national champions in gymnastics and baseball, Livy and Paul. Thank you both so much for being here. Now, Livy, what's it like competing at the highest level with fans like Tiger Nation having your back?
LSU has the best fan base in the country. They are loud, they're rowdy, and they're loyal. So to be able to compete in front of Tiger fans is the biggest blessing in my life.
Heavy on loud, and yes, I agree on the blessing. It's been absolutely incredible being here. Now, Paul, you guys are co-celebrity guest pickers. Did you agree on every single one of your picks, or was there a little, question?
Not initially. Looked at some film, studied some teams that we haven't watched in the past necessarily, but got to a consensus, and we're feeling good about our picks.
Well, you got the film room. Well, the guys are ready for you.
We got the film room.
Picks. You got this. Best of luck. Thanks again, y'all.
Thank you.
Get your holidays delivered at the speed you need, only from the Home Depot.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Delicious-ment.
We topped off the new Sonic Smasher you love with our creamy queso. With hand-smashed patties made to order, it's a cheesy love letter to your taste buds, and they're about to get real emotional. The new Double Sonic Queso Smasher, part of our Smasher lineup.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance. Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
Meet Ron. Ron eats, sleeps, and breathes hoops. But oh, how he can nail a software solution. You need Ron. Ron needs a retirement plan. Work with Principal so we can help you with a plan that's right for Ron. Let our expertise round out yours.
You destroy me, you destroy yourself.
Unlike you, I keep my promises.
Don't miss the epic return of Yellowstone, premiering tomorrow at 8, only on Paramount Network.
Drawing the most flavor out of something is a nuanced process. And if that doesn't work, deep fry it until it tastes delicious. Arby's, we have the meat.
Takes the handoff, it's a refurbished. When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light, choose chill.
College Game Day is built by the Home Depot. How doers get more done. And in part by Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly.
The celebrity picker standing so far. Miss Terry led the way for much of the season, but all of a sudden, he's trying to hold off, maybe finish in second. That's pretty good. Still a little bit behind Kyle Schwarber, the Philly slugger. So now we're going to find out today, I guess, if good pitching really beats good hitting now, aren't we? Schwarb's going 8-1 when
that's good.
He was wearing a batting helmet the entire time he made the picks, too.
I think the batting helmet helped.
Our pickers this week, the greatest couple for LSU going right now. Livy Dunn, the tremendous gymnast, Paul Skeens, both won national championships at LSU. And now, you know what we've got for you guys? Look at this, Pat. Look what we got. Oh, come on. Flyover.
Flyover?
Paul.
That's air power right there. That's American air power.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, those might have been piloted by Garrett Nussmeier. Air power going tonight. Coors Light Saturday selections. Let's start with Miami and Georgia Tech, and this news coming in. Thamel telling us Haynes King starting for the Yellow Jackets.
That flyover was a reminder for me about Veterans Day. My brother was in the Air Force, so special shout out to my brother Jonathan. This game a year ago is a game that derailed Miami's season. I'm going to have to go to Canes, though, because they're not going to stop Cam Ward.
Yeah, I got to go with Miami. I think Miami's offense is a bad matchup for Georgia Tech's defense.
I think Miami wins, but not by more than 8.5.
I think Miami because they have a great offense and they're undefeated.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm taking Miami. She's taking him.
Smart coach, whatever she says. I'm going with Miami, but I'm with Pat. You said it's going to be a little closer.
Yeah.
If Haynes King plays for 4 quarters, it's a shootout type of game. But give me Miami there.
Oh no.
That number's down to 8.5. It was up to 11. So somebody knew Haynes was starting. Clemson on the road at Virginia Tech.
Clemson's got a 6-game winning streak against the Hokies. It goes to 7 today. I'm going Clemson.
I think Clemson bounces back after a disappointing performance with Louisville last week.
Yeah, I think that Louisville game scared me a little bit. And at the beginning of the season, I loved these Hokies. Give me Virginia Tech. Made a big win at home over Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, Enter Sandman is one of the best, traditions in college football. Not as good as calling Baton Rouge. I do think it's going to be Clemson. I know it's at Virginia Tech, but I got Clemson.
All right.
Very good pick. I'm taking what he's making.
There's been a run for Virginia Tech that when they run onto the field, they're Enter Sandman. That's like the highlight of the game there for the local folks. Not today. I'm with Pat. Virginia Tech, I think, upsets Clemson.
Wow. At 3:30 on ESPN. Michigan is 62-10 against Indiana all time. This is a helmet game for the Hoosiers. Can they come through and stay unbeaten?
Listen, Indiana's having a fantastic season. Michigan's not, but there's one thing we always try to do. We try not to have all the emblems at the bottom the same.
No.
So I'm going to take one for the team. I'm a team guy that way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and pick Michigan just so we don't have all Indiana across the bottom.
That might be worse on social media. Depending on the result.
I got to use
I'm a
Lee's
team
line.
guy. I'm a team player.
But not so fast. It really is hard to pick Indiana over Michigan based on history and mindset.
62.
But I think Indiana's having one of those years. I'm going to pick Indiana.
First time Indiana has been favored against Michigan since stats started becoming stats. Since they documented, recorded things, Indiana has not been favored over Michigan. How fast did you throw your fastball this year?
I think 102.
On the paint. That's what Signetti does. Give me Indiana, 102 on the tape. Big win for IU over Michigan.
I think I gotta go with Indiana. They're undefeated, so I'm gonna go with them.
Hit me, man, Reese. How many times has Indiana beaten Michigan?
10.
10? Not me. I'm 0-30.
So you're going
Indiana.
It's a graphic. I'm trying to help the
Will
graphic.
Johnson's not playing today.
I know, I know.
You're still going with Michigan.
Well, I'm just trying to be a team guy.
No, but you're
trying to save the graphic.
But after the game, when this all says eyes, and if Indiana wins, that's not going to look good for you.
Indiana wins. Not only win, they crush them. They beat Michigan every time.
They're having that type of season.
Yeah, I got Indiana.
Army should get quarterback Bryson Daly back, but North Texas is by a mile the best offense they've played.
Yeah.
Who wins the game?
I'm going Army. Like I said, out of Veterans Day, got to go Army.
I'm going with Army. I think when you keep the ball away from the other team like they do, it doesn't matter. And they got a good defense, so I'm Army all the way.
I don't know if those are F-16s, F-18s, whatever they were. I'm happy they're on our side. Just like I'm happy the Army is as well. For America, Army beats ass today. Yeah, we love that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an Air Force guy, but today Army is America's team. I got them over North Texas.
All right.
There we go. There we go.
Honorable.
Army has its highest ranking in 64 years. Highest ranking they've had in 64 years. Army.
And the quarterback Daly's back, and their defense, because they don't provide a lot of possessions, they've only allowed 11 points a game. So I think that combination of Daly and that defense, they just keep this thing going. Monken's doing a great job.
Everybody's going to be watching this one for some unusual reasons. South Carolina, Vanderbilt.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about Vanderbilt. Clark Lee's doing an outstanding job. Diego Pavia at the quarterback position. They're gritty. But they're also somebody's like super dog. So go Gamecocks. I got South Carolina.
That's what I'm saying.
South Carolina has played a little up and down this year, and they played great at home. And I tell you, this Vanderbilt team just keeps surprising everybody. So I'm going with Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt getting points at home is wild to think about, but this South Carolina team, you look at their last month, they've been playing some very, very good ball. This crowd's chanting, "We want Vandy." They've kind of taken the place of Bama. Sorry about it, Nick, but in this entire thing, I'll take South Carolina. Give me the Cox to beat Vandy today. The Cox are going to beat Vandy today.
Ooh, someone once said that Vanderbilt was the easiest place to play in the SEC.
Oh, God.
But not today. I'm going with Vanderbilt.
South Carolina, my coach of the SEC, coach of the year is Coach Reamer. He's a good coach. Coach Reamer. Shane wins in there.
Shane's doing a heck of a job. Can he get his team back after such an emotional win? Kyle Kennard and Dylan Stewart, the guys on the edge of that front from South Carolina. Close game because I picked them as my super dog, but I think Vandy ends up winning close.
Diego Pavia, this just broke this morning, is suing the NCAA for additional eligibility because on the behalf of junior college players. Let's go fairly quickly here. Colorado at Texas Tech.
Too much Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. I'm going Buffaloes.
I'm all the way with Colorado. I'm not going against my man anymore this year.
All right, learned your lesson. That's good, coach. You evolve in this entire thing. Texas Tech's defense is not ready for what Shedeur's about to bring. Give me the Colorado Buffaloes.
Yeah, Colorado has some great Heisman candidates, and my NIL buddies go there, so I'm going with Colorado.
Oh, nice. NIL buddies.
Not so fast. Finally, I got you. Not so fast. Texas Tech wins in Lubbock. That's why they don't win that game.
Lubbock and Taj Brooks. I'm going with Colorado, Shedeur Sanders, and definitely the receivers. Texas Tech struggled all year to defend the pass.
Oh,
no, you're the only guy.
Yeah, coach. We appreciate that.
How about BYU, Utah?
I like the way BYU plays. I think, they're a very disciplined team. Don't get a lot of penalties. I'm going BYU. They stay undefeated.
I like BYU. I just think Utah's issues on offense are going to be too much to overcome.
The Holy War is huge, obviously, out there in the state of Utah, and they've been quaking all night thinking about this one, and Utah's season hasn't gone the way they've wanted it to, and I think that continues today. I think BYU goes in there and is dancing all over the place.
I agree. I think BYU, like you said, the Holy War. I didn't know it was called that until I did my homework. Before these picks, I did a lot of homework. So,
hell yeah.
But I got BYU.
I'm going with him. He did his homework. I'm going with BYU too.
I'm going with a Utah team that started the year 4-0. They've lost 4 in a row. They're 4-4. They can save their season. This is what college football is all about. Rivalry type of game, saving your season. Utah at home.
Yeah.
Pulls off the upset.
Oh, is this the first homework you've done at LSU?
It's been a while.
When you throw 103, Georgia and Ole Miss this afternoon.
I tell you what, I think this game is going to come down to Ole Miss's defense. They're going to create some turnovers, and I think that they're going to upset Georgia. I got Lane Kiffin and the boys.
I think this is going to be a really great game and a great matchup, but I think Georgia's defense is going to be able to affect Jackson Dart.
What's that coming down the track? Georgia Bulldogs going into Ole Miss, and to your point, we saw the Jackson Dart highlights last week.
Yeah.
That front seven, I don't think he's going to let that cook. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs over Ole Miss.
Yeah, I got Georgia. It's the Georgia freaking Bulldogs. So I don't care that it's at Ole Miss. I got Georgia.
Ole Miss upsets Georgia, number 3.
My guy, there you go. Good pick, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, Ole Miss was humiliated last year when they went to Athens, so they're going to be incredibly motivated. I just think what we've learned from Georgia is when they show up and they're questioned or doubted, they play their best. Their defense is the difference in the game today.
And now the game they're all waiting for here. We've broken it down every way you can. This rivalry is a bus-rocking, bird-flipping, hat-eating grass, make their ass quit, jambalaya of passion on a Saturday night in Death Valley with Alabama and LSU.
Great rivals playing in November in a game that means a lot.
Great teams facing off against each other with great emotion on both sides.
I chose to do this. I chose to be violent. I'm a modern-day warrior, built to last.
I think a lot's at stake. A berth in the college football playoff, bragging rights.
Everything we're playing for, we know this one's going to be on another level.
Who doesn't want to come to LSU for this game right here? I could go right now. I'm ready right now.
Alabama versus LSU, with the season on the line. It really doesn't get any bigger than that.
As another LSU coach once said, it's time for the LSU Tigers to go to war and win the game.
I tell you what, I spoke to several players from both teams who used to play there, like Mark Ingram from Alabama. He said, Roll Tide, they're going to take care of LSU in Baton Rouge. But then I got on the phone with Jaden Daniels, and Jaden said the 2022 game was his favorite college football game when they beat Alabama. Go Tigers, I'm going LSU.
Well, this is the most difficult thing for me because getting a very welcome homecoming back here in LSU, having won a championship at LSU. But the biggest difference for me is I can't really root against all the players that we recruited that are still playing for Alabama. So I got to go with Alabama.
I'm sandwiched here between 3 LSU national champions. And, you know, I love that Roll Tide community up there in Alabama. They've been very kind to me. I've had great, what's that stuff called? Oika? What's the southern food up there in Alabama?
Okra.
Oh, there it is. That was fantastic. I love Miss Terry. I love everything going on down there at Dixieland Delight. What a song. I do love that.
Chuck's is good, 5. A lot going on there.
Last night I had some boudin and I had some gumbo and I heard that if you say, hey, they'll say in 2024, and they'll be like 4 years old, and they'll be 85 years old, and they're saying that. And all week, I couldn't wait to do this. Operator, won't you put me on through? My love down the Baton Rouge. Hurry up, put me on the line. I'll put my love in one more time. I'm calling Baton Rouge, Louisiana State University. Sorry, Nick. I love this Tigers team. I love gumbo, Paul. I love gumbo.
Your life. Change your life.
It absolutely will.
I mean, a night game in Death Valley, there's only one right answer, and it's LSU.
LC. Cook's calling the game, no pick.
My pick this week has been real easy. Play my favorite song.
Oh.
Hold it, The Tigers have won 14 straight in Tiger Stadium. Make it 15. Hold that there. Anyway, give me my real favorite song. Go ahead, go ahead.
Here you go, LC. How many Tigers can one show have? We had Mike, we had Stuff Mike, we got LC, we got Full Mike coming to the field tonight. What a morning in Baton Rouge. LC going to the Bayou Bengals. Enjoy your day of college football as we say so long. We're calling goodbye to Baton Rouge.